Tips for young DJs would be patience, probably. Play the long game, don't rush into anything, and don't feel like you're having to do everything all at once. A bit of a veteran now in this scene, I guess, having touring for kind of nearly 20 years, I would say that patience is the key, you know, and have a kind of, it's not always easy because sometimes people pop off really, really quickly and things happen overnight, it almost seems. But just try and ride that wave consistently rather than too many spikes, because, you know, gradually walking up a hill is a lot more successful than, you know, jumping straight to the top and then falling back down the other side. You know? But they, you know, they say, don't they, that anything that's an overnight success probably isn't an overnight success. It's been building up to that point, you know. But yeah, you've just got to be patient, which is hard because it feels like, especially with social media and people's attention spans, that everything is so reactive. Of if you don't catch people in 3-4 seconds, they've gone, you know. But yeah, I think overall, patience.
I'm watching
is
on YouTube.
This industry.
Yeah.
Something for a second. DJing is truly an act from God, right? We take our two hands and our imagination and we shift the vibe in the room. We create energy, and we're also making memories memorable for all the attenders in the party. That's something that should be held sacred. DJing is an act of selflessness. It's not always about how we feel, even though we have preferences, but it's about the people. So understand this: doctors heal the body, therapists heal the mind, but the DJ heals the spirit. And it's not about clout, it's about calling. And when God calls you to help people heal through sound, that's sacred. Don't take for granted. Peace.
Creatives, you should stop making content. In fact, you should stop making art for your peers, that is. They're not your assignment and they're not your audience. You should make art for the people who love your art.
You ain't ready to put 5 years of grind into anything without making a quarter.
Right.
Don't even start. Sometimes it takes that long to get over the hump. They're not ready.
I think a lot of people go through this thing where if they share information, they're going to lose their business. They're going to lose their edge. Two things are true in this world. One, there's only one you, and nobody can do what you do, even if they try to copy you one for one. It's never the same. And then two, most people that you give information to won't actually take you up on your information. I could tell people right now how to start a business from scratch, all the pitfalls and all the things you should and you shouldn't do. And you know what? 2% will actually take my advice and use it. The rest of them either know better than me or are too lazy to make it happen.
Before it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know? Right. But it's DJing's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm djmikiemike. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the HitmanDDub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up.
Okay, what's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Cue It Up and Start to Spin collab episode. This is our third one, and tonight we have a special guest. Hopefully, he'll be joining us in a little bit. And I see we have a lot of people in the chat already. Starting off, we had Cool Thing right off the bat. Then we have Mr. Wilburn. That's the guy that got me into doing the wedding DJing and all that. My coworker, he just retired. And then we have is DJ MM45. That's not you, because I know you're M.
That's me.
Mikey Mike got all these. I guess he got all these burner accounts. I guess he's the one that's going around trolling people. And again, we joined again by Diego, DJ Pretty Boy, and DJ Shay from the Start to Spin podcast. And so tonight you don't have to do a lot of jumping backwards or forth. I know some people jump on our show, then your show, and vice versa. Just like last week, I had asked Buddy, because Buddy talking about wrestling, he did the Rick Rude on us. You remember that episode after Bret Hart got screwed? Rick Rude showed up on Raw at 8 o'clock, and then at 9 o'clock he was on WCW. I'm like, Buddy was on our show, but then I'm looking at your episode, and he's talking on there. I was like, how are you doing both things?
Chat. Buddy was on the chat for hours, so he's typing, he's multitasking.
Yeah.
Hood hopping.
Yep.
But we had to bring the pizza.
Yep. But I guess your day is coming. I saw that he had pizza with I know Brian and what was the other person?
Jay Brandon.
Jay, yep. So our podcast, both podcasts, are podcasts that brings DJs of all skill levels together to connect, learn, and grow. From pro tips to real talk, we're here to support and celebrate the DJ community. In last week's episode, we had talked about DJing in the Metaverse, doing VR DJing. And the main question was, is VR DJing, is that something that's something that's going to happen in the future, or is it just a niche that's going to come and go and not be around in the next couple of years? So what the main thing we found out that VR as of right now, you can say it's a niche along the lines of we saw where people tried to DJ with the MetaQuest headphones, and we saw all the gear that they had to bring. So that seemed like that was a lot of work and a lot of tech stuff you have to deal with. So as far as being practical, DJing with the VR glasses is not there yet until they can simplify it so where you can pretty much come with little gear and not have to worry about internet connection. It's still going to be a niche, but in the meantime, it could be an innovative tool to help you DJ on equipment that you don't have or have at your disposal right at that time. So it's a good training tool, a practice platform, or a content creation medium. And so tonight's episode is a deep dive with Brian S. Red for our third collab. And if you've seen our first two collabs, since our names of our podcast deals with spinning or playing music, I figured I wanted to do something that talks about new music that we play at our events. So the first episode was all about current hits, so hits between 2020 and 2025. Our second episode that we did on the Start to Spin channel was all about our classic go-tos from songs from 2010 on back. And tonight I'm hoping that Brian would jump in and he can go and talk about those B-sides and those classics or those hidden gems that people forget about. So let's start off until Brian comes. Let's
Is there a feed? Somebody had a feedback. I hear like twice the same thing.
See. Let me make sure I turn mine down.
Maybe your headphones?
Yeah. I just turned my phone down. It might have been mine to make sure the sound goes through. All right, so can you hear it now?
Yeah, no. It's good now.
Okay.
Good.
So B-sides, when I was growing up, when we had records, a B-side would be like when you go get your 45 or your 12-inch singles. And the first side A, would be the main song that's the official single or the popular song from that album. And then like this one is Ease On Down the Road. And then on the back side it's one of the lesser tracks. And this one says Poppy Girls. But the king of the B-sides to me is Prince. Prince is my favorite artist. So what Prince does, he just don't throw like a throwaway song on the back of his B-sides. He has classics. So like for Purple Rain, the A side would be Let's Go Crazy, but on the B side, it'll be a totally different song that doesn't appear on his album. Like this will be 17 Days. Or if you have the 12 inches, the B sides would be the first side. Let me go back. The A side would be, the regular song. It would be like your radio edit or your album edit. But then on the B side would be your remixes of those songs. So it'd be equivalent of us now going to our DJ pools, where you look up a song and you see like short edit, dirty edit, clean edit, extended edit, and special remixes. Those will be like your B-sides of when we had records. So tonight,
that's cool. When you explained it, I remembered. But when I first read B-side, I totally forgot how it used to come on records. Like the front, you flip it over and you get the B-sides. That makes sense. And that's a cool topic because I love those songs. There's always songs that you go to or your go-to party wedding songs. But then there's those other ones that are like, man, that's a great song, but I totally forgot about it, and like that's what I think when we talk to other DJs, sometimes there's like songs that might be in your guys' rotations that I totally forgot about, and I'm like, that it's like, oh wow, like that's a great song as like sometimes just have in your crates, and I'm sure like the crowd has the same reaction to those types of songs too, where it's like, wow, I totally forgot about that one, like that was a good. Like there's all the standard ones, and then there's some of those that are like, this used to be so popular, but it just doesn't make those like popular lists,
Right, and that's why I like using Request Now the app, because every time I play one of those throwback songs, they be like, oh, I forgot about this song, and then when you start to see all the song requests dealing with throwback songs that they forgot about. So it's not like I get a bunch of requests because I'm not playing songs that I'm playing songs that they don't like, is that I drew their memory of a song that they forgot about. And that's when all my requests come in. But for those that haven't grown up with the A-side, B-sides, that's why I also added deep cuts. Songs that still hit today that's not the bangers, that may not be on your top, hits of today, the top 20 or whatever, when you do those throwback compilations. So hopefully you all got the message, trying to like come up with some songs that you play that's kind of like throwbacks. That you like.
You can also go based like, because you have when you go to an event, you have an idea of what you want to play, and then you read the crowd or whatever. But there's times that a guest comes up to you with a random song, and it's an old song that you were like, hey, I never thought about that. Like, it wasn't in my head. And then you go from that song, and then you just base a whole new kind of like a set. You can go out like 3 or 4 more songs out of that one, and then it just refreshes your memory to like dig in more into your craze, like songs that you don't play usually, but it can like basically like, I don't know, my head is like a puzzle. Once somebody gives me a song, I started like in my head like constructing different songs that are similar to that one that are not hits, and just based on the crowd's reaction, then I keep throwing them. If I see that if it's not working, then I just go back to what I'm comfortable doing. But I do like the option of having this additional songs that are not hits, but they're still danceable and enjoyable to the crowd. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool thing.
So
what about you, Mikey?
Well, what I like, during cocktail hour, especially around here, a lot of the people like the 60s and 70s, and surprisingly, like you got the Rolling Stones. Their A side was "You Can't Get Enough," you can't get what you want, and then the B side to that song was "Honky Tonk Woman." Queen. They had, let's see, "We Will Rock You." The B side to that is "We Are the Champions." So I mean, there are songs that you throw in during cocktail hour, and some you can even throw in during the dance night. Like people are getting a little tired on the floor. You want to slow it down just a little bit, but you want them to still dance. It's classic rock, and people, they just get into it. It's unbelievable. Like you look at some of these songs, and it's like, wow, I thought that would be the A side, and it's not. It's like it's unbelievable. I'm looking at some here right now, and I'm like, man, that would be, to me, I thought that was the A side, and nope, it's the B side of the song. I'm like, wow, this is really great. Like, let's see, hang on one second. Queen, "I'm in Love with My Car." The B side of that is Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, I never really paid attention to "I'm in Love with My Car," but the B side to it is Bohemian Rhapsody. Everybody knows Bohemian Rhapsody. So it's just, I'm into the classic rocks music, especially for cocktail hour, and even throughout the course of the night, if you want to slow it down, you throw some of this classic rock on. People love it around here.
So, how do you come up with your deep cuts or those B-side songs? Do you have like a system in place to like find those songs?
Well, I cheated on this one here. I used ChatGPT, so I did a little cheating. But even in my library, I have, how I have it set up is like, say, 50s dance hits, 50s slow dance. In the 50s, so many musicians shared music, and they weren't worried about copyright. They weren't worried, well, hey, he took my song or she took my song and made it a hit. They actually loved to have their music played. There was a story I was watching about Dolly Parton, and Elvis wanted to do a song. And the thing is, Elvis wanted the bigger part of the money. And she said no. She would not allow him to do the song. So he couldn't do it, even though he wanted to. She wouldn't allow him to do it. There's so many other songs, so many other artists out there that would have, if Elvis wanted to do their song, they would probably fell on the ground and say, yeah, hey, do it. It's going to get more attention to me too. But she stood her ground, and that was it. Every song, not every song, but you look at the artists back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, not saying these musicians today aren't musicians, but back then they were, I want to say, true musicians. They wrote the song, they collaborated. There was 4 or 5 guys in the group, maybe 3 guys in the group, but they all put their heads together. Today, it's usually you have maybe one guy writing a song by himself, somebody throwing a drum beat to it, somebody throwing a synth to it, so it's like, it's basically a one-off person doing everything by him or herself. As going together back in the 70s and 60s, you had groups that really came together and they fought it out. I mean, Journey, they didn't want to release Don't Stop Believing. They said it was never going to be a hit because the hook was at the end of the song. So here it is. It's the biggest downloaded song in music history off the internet. And that song wasn't going to be released on the radio.
Okay. And don't forget that this show is interactive, so it's just not us talking to you all. So everybody in the chat, won't you tell us what is your B-side or your hidden gem that you play? Because just like we did with the first 2 episodes where we did a playlist, I would like to do a playlist of some hidden gems that still work for you all. So if you can put in the chat, what is your hidden gem? Because Cool Thing already mentioned that when he was a kid, my favorite B-side was Dance With Me by Judson Spence. Also, I would like to shout out Smiley. And I think Dynablend, DJ Dynablend is in the house.
Yeah, I'll give a couple, I don't know, and you guys can tell me if you think these are like a B-side or if they're too good, I guess. I don't know. too mainstream. But all right, so what do you guys think about Fire Burning by Sean Kingston? You think that's enough of a B-side type of song, or you think that's too popular?
No, if it's the B-sides from that record, I mean, the song that they have.
Well, I don't know. I've never seen the actual record.
I mean, what?
That's just B-side in my head. Like that's not one that that's one that I kind of rediscovered. You know, one of those that I was like, I never thought to play it, but now when I play it, people like really like that song.
And
like, okay, so I have one, Rain from the Beatles. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the B-side of that one was, I think it was
Paperback Writer.
Bro, you're looking. I see you looking on the computer screen. I see you looking on.
No, I actually have the, what's it called? I have the show, the live here.
Paperback Writer was the song, the B-side to that.
Yeah, that.
And yeah, this is the first time I used ChatGPT, and I wanted to see how good it was, and it really shocked me to see how it populated 1, 2, 3. I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. But again, like the Queen song, I never heard of that song, or I never even paid attention to it. But the B-side of it was Bohemian Rhapsody. It's like, well, everybody heard of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't believe that's the B-side.
Yeah.
Probably should be the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like, sometimes these artists, they don't think a song's going to do well, so they'll throw it on the B-side. You know, they figure, well, okay, we have 2 or 3 other hits that are on the album. This one we're going to release too, but we're going to throw it on the B-side because it's not really going to be a hit because all these other songs were the hits. But here it turns out that one's a hit also.
But back then, when they used to do records, remember, they got paid off the records that they sold. So,
Yes.
like with Prince, a good way to sell an extra record would be to throw a different version of the song that's only, you can get it by buying that record or putting a different song on there to sell more records to go up the charts. But I would say with Sean Kingston, I would consider Shay, the song that you mentioned, I would consider that be like a maybe a deep cut, because that's when you think of Sean Kingston, I wouldn't have thought about that song. So to me, like deep cuts would be songs that bops or like it's a cult classic that you wouldn't necessarily put with that artist when you mention a list of songs. And
Yeah, that was my same way that I was thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can take the A side, B and B side. It's like really old school music, like really far back.
And it's usually a 45 or a 12-inch record, and then the artist releases another song on the backside of it.
Yeah.
And You know, sometimes it's not the artist releasing the music on the backside of it on that 45 or 12-inch record. Sometimes it's the publisher, whoever that says, all right, hey, we're picking this on, that's going on the 45. And sometimes the artist doesn't have no say in it, depending on their contract with the recording industry at that point in time. Now, like in Prince's case, he changed his name to a symbol, and he had slave down inside here. He was a slave to the industry. They owned everything he ever did, and God bless him. Thank God he stood up to the record industry, and he got back what was rightfully his. You know, and now a lot of other artists are standing up, but now a lot of artists are selling their rights to their music. Bob Dylan was one of them, and here he heard his song on a Ford commercial, and he called up his publicist and said, "Hey, listen, are we getting paid for this?" And they said, "No." And he's like, "Why not?" They said, "Bob, you sold your rights to the music," and he got hundreds of millions. I don't know hundreds of millions, but he got millions and millions of dollars for his music library. But once that was sold, he doesn't get nothing off it at all now.
Yeah, but going back to your question, Diego, I was thinking, like, I guess today, since there's no, like, we don't have records anymore, I'm thinking, I know, like, in with rap songs, there's always these special remixes that maybe go directly to the radio stations, or DJs pretty much play it, but they don't really officially release it, or it could end up like a soundtrack or a mixtape. So something like that, like one of these obscure kind of recordings, or if one of those ones where the record label, because just going back to what DJ Mikey Mike said, artists have a vision for their project, their song project. They're thinking one way, but as far as the record company, they thinking along the lines of a business. So the artist may want this to be a single or whatever, but the record company wants this to be the single, and they'll push that. So I guess a song that's not pushed, that didn't really do great on the charts, I guess you can say that's like a deep cut, or a deep cut. I always think of old school, going back to what you said, but like a hidden gem. I would consider that to be a hidden gem.
Okay.
Or a cover song. They could do a cover song of somebody else, something that's not official.
I see in the chat people are talking about like movie songs, and that reminds me of another deep cut that works sometimes as a throwback. Is the song "I Like to Move It" by will.i.am. Like that one, I like remembered all of a sudden recently, and then I've like tried playing it at a couple weddings, and I don't play it for too long, but it kind of gets people like it gets people excited, and they like dance a little because the chorus is like everyone kind of knows the chorus. And then that's from a movie too. I think the movie was Madagascar, that animated movie. So it got popular from that. But that's another like kind of, at least for me, I had forgotten about that song completely. And then someone requested it one day. I was like, what, that song? And then I played it and people liked it. So I was like, oh hey, maybe this is it popped up to me as like an example of one of those songs that you kind of forgot about.
Yeah, I play that when I when they want to do like a one of those conga lines. That's a good one to play during that time.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Well, Dwayne and Shay, you just brought up about albums, like for movies. You might get a popular artist that, puts, that they get called to write a song for this album or that album, and that is the only place you could find that song. It will not be on any other album. It won't be on a 45. It won't, they are still, I think they're coming back out with 45s, but it won't be on anything else except for, say, Madagascar. That's all that song will be on. It will not be on that artist. It won't be in his or her library. It's just on that one album, and that's it. You won't find it nowhere else. So you as a DJ say, okay, well, yeah, I know the song, and then you start looking for it, and you're like, where can I find the song at? You know, and then you say, well, yeah, it was on Madagascar. You look up that album, there it is. You look at the library from that artist, and it's not there in their library, but it's on the album for Madagascar, and that's the only place you'll find it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's weird how
Movies, yeah, movie songs are some like you said, sometimes they're very rare to find just out there, you know.
yeah,
It's a very specific place, but
this
it's really
is
hard.
really tough.
And shout out Smiley. Smiley said Jailhouse Rock. Those are his go-to tracks to get anyone on the dance floor.
Yeah,
I've never played it. I never played Jailhouse Rock myself, but
Run Around Sue.
I have.
That's from the 50s.
That works.
Well,
That works.
another one is Hand Jive in Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
I,
follow that
I do that. I do that, like Jailhouse Rock, Grease, Grease Lightning, I think it's called. Yeah. Grease Lightning. Then the other one, Night, Saturday Night, whatever, Fever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I start going up there, like, and I start building up from there.
Yeah.
Those are songs that you're definitely gonna, like, grandpas and parents are gonna definitely dance to that. And then once they see, like, especially like Jailhouse Rock, it's so like you see people moving so much because it's just really fun to dance that kids just, you know, get a vibe, and then they just jump in and start dancing too, like just moving side to side. It's just really, it's a really fun song to use.
It's amazing how that music is over, you know, from the 50s, so it's 70 years old, 70 something years old, and people are still actually asking for it, and they're requesting it. Chubby Checker, The Twist, that was out, I think, in the early 60s.
Twist, yeah.
So that's over 60 years old already, and people are still requesting it. You know, it's unbelievable that you get this music dated back 60 something years, 70 something years ago, and people want to hear it. You know, and not taking anything away from the new artists. You know, you look at a wedding, and the older people are there for dinner. They're there for the cake cutting, and they may stay around for 3 or 4 dance songs, and then they're out of there 'cause they don't want to drive at night or whatever. So you start off the night with 2 slow songs. Start off with the night with like a slow song from today, and then you drift off to What a Wonderful World from the 50s, and then you throw in Jailhouse Rock and maybe Run Around Sue or At the Hop, and they'll get up and they'll dance to it. You know, and they have their fun. And that satisfies them. It satisfies the bride and groom because they've seen their elderly guests having fun at their wedding.
Yeah, it goes back to sometimes Mr. Wilburn, when he got me into doing the weddings, he will always ask the couple about their age and all that stuff, because for DJing to the older people, sometimes, I know for me, when I hear certain songs, it takes me back to a time period. So, for example, if I hear an old school song like Fly Girls or that Summertime Vibe, like from LL Cool J, You Jiggling Baby and all that, that takes me back to my high school band days. Or Cutie Pie by Slave and those kind of songs. The old school soul funk songs take me back to my 5th grade days, back to when I started going to the dances. So that's why it's good to always kind of like keep in touch with some of these gems, because sometimes it's just a matter of when you play that, it brings back a nostalgia for a certain group, and they appreciate that.
How's that, buddy? Can you hear me better now, man? Buddy said my mic was low.
Oh, buddies. Oh, let me hit some of these things before I scroll down. Mr. Wilburn has said a totally different era. He was referring to when you made a comment about the musicians back in the 50s and 60s actually playing songs. Donna Blinn says, as time goes by, talent and old school skills are disappearing. You can blame technology or just a fact of life, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Going back to your comment, Mike, because back then you had to actually play an instrument, actually go to a recording studio and record the tracks. Now you can do it pretty much by yourself with technology, and it's getting even worse with AI, because AI can, you just type in a couple of words and they'll do everything and master it for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing how AI is taking over. And just the technology alone, you don't even have to go to a studio. You could do everything in your bedroom, or take your laptop and put it on the kitchen table, and you just, you write some lyrics down and sing it or say it or whatever, and then boom, next thing you know, you have a sign there. I mean, it's not gonna be the best thing in the world because it's not engineered the right way, but it's a start for you. Somebody hears it, they may like it, and they'll say, "Well, who is that?" And then next thing you know, you might get a recording contract out of the whole deal.
Yeah, but you got also, because I was going to say, but you also got to remember, that's why if you notice, lately they've been saying, why is it that these rap artists can't sell out or sell tickets to their performances? Because when you think about it, you didn't really write it, you didn't really play it, and putting out a record, if you think about streaming, you got to stream so many, because I think you have to have a million streams to get like $10,000 or something. It's really, you got to stream a whole heck of a lot. So only way you can survive as an artist is to actually go out and perform those songs. So if you can't go out and replicate what you put on your recording, then you're pretty much shot.
Yeah, you nailed it right there, and the recording industry, they own these artists. The only way they're making money by selling their records, but they're making very minimum money from that. Where they make their money from is when they go out on tour. And when they go on tour, that's why their ticket prices are sky high, because they need to make some money. Because, it's like this record industry signs them for, I was watching a thing on YouTube about Prince and Whitney, I forget who it was. Me and you were talking about, Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
She got $20 million for a contract, but if she didn't take this contract and she sold 30 million albums, or I forget how Prince had it all figured out.
You talking about Mariah Carey? He was talking to Jay Leno.
Yes, and it sounds like they were giving her a ton of money, but in reality, she's the one who really got the boot and the dupa, because the recording industry is the one who made the money. She got 20 million bucks. Yeah, that's great. But in the long run, who made the money, who made more money, is the record company. So when she went out on tour, yeah, she's going to jack her prices up for her tickets. This way she can make some more money,
Yeah, but see, that's why as an artist, it's best if you write your music, you play your music and record your music, because the producers and the engineers, everybody else get their cut first.
Yes.
So they get their cuts first. So you have to sell X number of records or streams to recoup what the record label puts out. So that's why that's what I was referring to Tuesday when Buddy was talking about Taylor Swift and all that. You gotta be careful looking at certain artists, because they'll put out this image like they have all this money, but in reality they don't. They get advances, and you gotta be smart with using your advances as far as promotion and recording and all that, because you got some of these artists that get these advancements and then want to flaunt it or buy these expensive cars or this other stuff and blow through the money, and then they end up being a slave to the record company.
Yep. Now, Shay, you play a lot of Indian music, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what label are they falling under? Do they have their own record label from India, or are they under an American label.
Yeah, Indian music is interesting. So I don't know, you guys, if you guys follow that whole YouTube, there was a whole like competition between PewDiePie and T Series. So T Series is basically like the label slash like movie. They do movies and music, and they just release all that content on YouTube and like, you know, in movie theaters and stuff. So a lot of the Indian music is actually in movies, kind of like we were talking about before. And then T Series is usually that the label slash media company that like owns the rights to all of it. So that's why T Series is like, it was a few years ago that there was like whoever has like the most subscribers on YouTube, and T Series is one of them, and that's basically that media company slash like kind of like a label, but it's much bigger than just a record label. And I mean, there's some independent artists, but that's more recently. Like usually, the popular Indian movies came from movies, like, you know, the Bollywood, like you hear about Bollywood. So they're Bollywood movies. That's why they call it Bollywood music as well, because it's the music that's in the movies as well. That's how people, they go see the movies and they learn the music that way.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting, because like, you know, in America, it's, you have your movie industry, and then that, you know, certain artists they're commissioned to make music for that movie, and then they have their own music that's with some other recording industry or record industry or publishing company. So they're tied up with this company on this hand for the movie, and then here they have their own. They may own their own recording industry. There's a lot of big bands out there now that they create their own label, and they don't have to pay no middleman. It's just, you know, I'll just say, for instance, Journey, and then they make up a company called Blacksmith Radio or Blacksmith Music, and boom, they're paying themselves, you know.
And Buddy had just
a different.
Oh, go ahead, because I had interrupted you too, Diego.
What?
I had interrupted you. You were going to say something. I had jumped in and I had started talking about being a artist who writes and produces and all that.
Yeah, go ahead, Shay. Finish your thought, man, before it goes.
I had no thought. Whoever's next.
No, then
All right, then Hitman.
Yeah, you were gonna say something.
Okay, because I was going to say, Buddy had sent over the payouts for streaming. So let me see. So here's the payouts for Napster. For every stream, you get 0.019. So you just get almost 2 cents for every stream. Tidal, you get less than that. You get closer to 1 cent for a stream. Apple Music, you don't even get a cent. You get a fraction of a cent for every stream. Google Play is the same thing. Deezer, Spotify, you see all of those. You don't even make a cent for a play. So you got, what is that, 10? Yeah, out of 0. So you won't receive a cent until you get like 10 streams for like YouTube, Pandora, Amazon, Spotify, Deezer, Google Play, and Apple Music, that kind of stuff. So those payouts, I'm thinking that's why you get a lot of TikTok kind of songs. Because it used to be, going back in the day, an average song would be at least 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Now you lucky if you get two minutes, because basically it's just a matter of trying to put out a hook and a quick dance so it can go viral on TikTok in order to get those kind of stream numbers to at least get a decent pay.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, well, that's a lot lower than I expected. Mm-hmm. But it makes sense. I mean, when you're getting millions of streams, then hopefully it adds up for the artist. But that's pretty surprising when you think of it per stream, less than half a cent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad. You know, it's really, really sad that this person is writing the song, performing the song, and they're not the ones making the money off of it. It's the music industry.
Yep, and that's why it's best for people to have their own, to grow their own following without the help of the industry, because therefore you can put out your own stuff. You can, if you have a website, you can put your own music up there and sell it to people and make money that way.
So quick question. Are you guys for or against technology with DJs? And why? Anyone can go first.
Well, that was your guys' topic last week, right? Kind of. It was. I guess it was specific, but
Yeah,
you're talking about specific
kind of like that.
technology.
Yeah, it was kind of like that,
but I understand where you're going, because that's been a hot topic for the last couple of days. I think even Brian S. Red has said something about it in his video over the weekend. But I'm thinking technology, it's good and bad. It's good because it can handle doing small tasks and you can do more. So if you're the kind of person that's creative to begin with, if you use technology to enhance your creativity, that's a good thing. But with technology, I feel that it has made a lot of people either lazy or it made it more accessible for anybody to do. So everything, the quality of like songs or DJing has become watered down because everybody's leaning and using technology as a crutch. So it has its good and it has its bad, but it depends on how you use it. Because still, if you're that guy that can still go beyond the average and do more, technology will just make you that much bigger to stand out more. You just have to be more creative to stand out from everybody else, since everybody's a DJ now that can use technology to get by.
Well, yeah, I worked in the printing industry for a little over 30 years. Started off with shooting film. You know, you get a picture, or not a picture, say we're doing wedding invitations. So you typeset it, you print out one piece, you take it, you shoot it, and then you develop that film, and then you take it and you print it. Then all of a sudden, you know, it went from that to a computer. You know, you're not typing it on or even using a letterpress that you actually had to put the letters in and boom, 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 you were getting your invitations out that way. It went from that to using a computer, typing it up, and you could do a reverse positive on your computer, so it would come out looking like a negative. You shoot it, print it, and it kept on going. It got to the point now that the printing industry is basically, offset printing is basically almost non-existent in America. There are still a lot of printers out there that are doing it, but it has come down. Like, we used to do Nora Roberts, and she would order 400 million books for the month. Now, she orders maybe 20,000 books, and when she does that, all they do is, so like, say she signed with Amazon. Amazon has digital printers in their couple facilities. So this facility will print 10,000 books, this one will print 10,000, the other one will print 10,000, and to print 10,000 books off digitally, it's only a couple minutes. That's it. It's just boom, boom, boom. There's no negatives. There's nothing. There's like a 5-color press. Before, you had a 5-color press, so you had 5 different negatives to make up your color cover. Now you have a file, you send that out to the iGen, boom, there's your cover. You're saving on film. You're saving on the use of chemicals for to develop this negative. But it put a lot of people out of work. Will it take over the DJ industry? No, because you still need that person to feel the vibe of the room, to see how the people are reacting to the music. The printing industry, did technology take it over? Basically, yes. You still need a person behind the computer hitting those keystrokes and stuff, but it has changed so much. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's people at home doing autobiographies of themselves that, you know, they're not a popular person, but they're doing an autobiography of themselves. And they just type it up, they send it to a digital printer. They'll have the book back in a couple days. That's it.
What about you, Shay? Are you pro or against?
Yeah, overall, I'm pro technology. You know, whether we like it or not, to me, it's like, you know, DJs are going to use technology. You know, younger DJs, as the new DJs come into it, they're going to use technology. So it's kind of like if you don't, you know, like people are going to be able to do the same thing you're doing. Like maybe, you know, you're using a lot of skills to do something. I'm sure then in the future there's going to be some effect that will just do it in a push of a button. So, you know, to the clients, they don't know. You know, songs are being mixed. You know, you're playing the right songs. If someone's using AI to pick their songs versus you're doing it all based on your own feel. You know, at the end of the day, if the clients get, you know, what they want, that's all that they care about, whether someone's using technology or not. So that's why, to me, it's like, you know, it's just a reality. You know, we have to adapt to the technology. If there's some really good technology, like stems, for example, right? Stems came out. Now certain DJs can mix better without, you know, having to, you know, download acapellas and download instrumentals and stuff. So to me, it's kind of like, you know, you just kind of got to adapt, be open to using the technology, and then see what works for you, and try to use it. Otherwise, you risk getting kind of left behind. You know, for certain things. There's certain things that, you know, like, is it going to make it that much of a difference? Probably not. But then there's some big things that come out that it's like, you know, you should try to take advantage of, or otherwise you're going to be kind of left behind, as all the other DJs who have been doing it less because they're using technology. They're probably going to start leveling up beyond what you're able to do.
Yeah. So to me, it's very simple. Technology is very important, but we should use technology to progress, to grow, not to be lazy. So, you know, just like you said, now we have stems. We have, you know, the cue points and all this stuff. Before there was no computers, everything was on records. You had to keep coming, grab, take it out, put the new one. You know, like, so. And just because now you can do it on you can use a controller or you can use a computer, doesn't mean like, okay, I'm just gonna, I'm a DJ just because I have the virtual DJ, because virtual DJ you can, or Serato, like you can use them for free. So just because you open that, you have that, and you have a couple of songs, that does not make you, you know, it doesn't make you DJ. You have the technology, use it wisely to be better, to grow, to learn, and there's so many different skills that you can learn from DJing. And that was like another question that I have. Dwayne, you said that you were in a band. Were you like a drummer or something?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, so based on that, do you thumb play?
Yep.
Have you? Okay. Thumb play. See, thumb play. It's a skill, and bro, like Shay said, eventually. There you go. See, eventually, if there might come with a button and controllers where you can press it and it starts thumb playing for you or something like that. But now
they got one.
Have to do it.
Yeah, the Moose got one. It's the rolling something. I know it's green and black, but they got the little drum pads at the top.
Oh, there you go. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, doing it and learning it yourself, that's just like beautiful. It's so fun. It keeps you refreshed. You know, you're always building up, learning new stuff. But if you're just trying to use technology to be lazy, you're gonna get to a point that you're like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't see the fun of it, because you do it so much, it's so repetitive that you lose the interest. But if you're always learning something new or trying to figure out different things, and not just get lazy because the technology is there for you, and let AI decide for you what songs to play, you know, like, So technology is good. You just gotta use it wisely, and always your mentality needs to be, I need to use technology to better myself. So technology is good.
Some people fear technology and they fear advancements because they're just afraid of it. And yeah,
you're right.
You're gonna lose your spot where you're at. You're just gonna keep falling further and further and further behind. Grasp that technology, build on it, learn. There's a million people on YouTube. You know, somebody's out there making a video of something. Just make sure you learn it. Don't, like you said, don't get lazy and say, okay, here, I could just hit this button and it's going to do everything for me. Yeah, it could do that, but learn how it made that process to do it. Like DJ Studio. I mean, that's a great program and it will do everything for you. But learn that program and you see how it does it, and then you can still do it on your own. Sure, some DJs are going to use that and make a complete set, and they're just going to take that, throw it on a flash drive, take it to their gig, and just pop that flash drive in, and boom, there's their whole list for the whole night. You know, they got the list from the bride and groom. That's it. They got their whole mix, and then they're just going to stand back and they're going to twist their knobs and when they're really actually not doing anything at all.
Yeah, but they gotta hope that whatever they recorded, the crowd likes it. Because what happens if you think one thing, start playing it, and then the crowd's not feeling it? Now what are you going to do?
It's not working. Yeah.
Yep. That's how I'm doing a wedding, and the bride and groom said to me, "There is not one request. We're giving you the playlist. Play the songs in the order we have written it down." I said, yeah, but you may offend some guests by not taking one or two or a couple requests. We don't care. This is our day. Here's our songs. Yeah, then you feel like a jukebox standing there. You're just playing one song after another, another after another.
And I said this on our show. It happened to me once, and I turned down the gig because I refuse to just be a jukebox. You can give me your playlist, and then I'll go based on that. But I'm not gonna play every single song because basically you don't need me. You just need a. Yeah. Some DJs might be like, "Oh, you should just take the easy money." That's not the point.
No.
You know, I'm not there just because I want to take the money. I love what I do. I love the craft. I love the actual mixing, the beat matching, thumb play, and like do all these different like transitions. I'm not saying every DJ should know all the transitions in the world. You should have them know some so you can have it on your toolbox and use it so you just don't drop it on the one or beat match every single song because it also gets repetitive and it gets boring, it gets tired. So learn different ways of mixing. But just always be fresh.
Yeah,
because that's what keeps you different.
I tell every couple, give me 10 songs, 10 of the songs that you love, 10 artists that you love, and then I'll build off that. But you know, when this couple did this, it was a couple days before the wedding. Now you're booked, you got paid, you can't just back out of it now. You know, so it's like. You gotta listen to them. They paid you. So you're just standing back there, you're hitting play, and they want to hear the song from point A, point Z. Yep. And it's just, okay, slide it. I mean, is it an easy night? Yeah. Is it a boring night? Yeah. Is it a stupid night? Yes. I'm your DJ. Give me 10 artists. Let me build from there. I guarantee I'll have everybody dancing.
Yeah, you know, you give them what they want, but you kind of feel like it's a disservice to the client because literally, you're just not doing anything. How about in the chat? Put yes or no. Have you guys ever turned down a gig just because they wanted you to be a Spotify playlist? I don't know. I know I might get a lot of heat for that because a lot of DJs I seen in like DJs helping DJs in the Facebook groups or whatever, that they say just take the gig, you know, it's easy money, and you know, like that's not the principle. And I feel like nowadays, so everything is money. Money is so important for, you know, for everything. So
Yeah.
the craft is being lost just because other people, like new DJs, are willing to take the events for way cheaper, and and just because they're trying to be busy, you know, and they don't know what they're doing, and then after that they expect every DJ to charge the same, and that's
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
it's amazing. Well, building on that, like I went on the chat GTP and I said, you know, how much is a DJ in northeastern Pennsylvania? And it broke it down like DJ services, 1,500 to 3,000. MC services, this amount. Lighting, this amount. Uplighting, this amount. Just, you know, it had everything broken down. And then they said, okay, well, you could charge this way, or you could do a whole group package. And basically, you're looking between anywhere from 3,000. And now this is just for a basic package, $3,000 and $6,000. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I was shocked, you know, and there are DJs around here that their starting price is $3,500, $3,800. You look at their website, they'll say starting at $999, but you call them on the phone. What it says on their website, when they start talking on the phone, it's totally different.
That's like the one from Bark.
Yeah.
They started like $500 for a wedding, and then you call them, and then it ends up to like 35 or $5,000.
Yeah.
But they start at 500.
Oh yeah. Then they charge for emceeing. Then they charge for per light, uplights. Uplights range from $800 to $2,000. That was from 8 lights up to 20 lights. Like, wow, they're really up, and that they weren't battery operated lights; they were the plug-in lights yet. So imagine if you went with the battery operated, that you don't need no plugs. You didn't need nothing for DMX. You could just DMX at 1, 2, 3. How much you could get for that? Then I'm thinking, oh my God, this is unbelievable.
800 for uplights. Yo, I need to start charging more for my uplights. I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Yeah, honestly, go on ChatGTP and just say, you know, whatever town you're from, or the closest big city right by you, and say, you know, how much for a DJ with uplights, 2 12-inch tops, 2 12-inch subs, Dancefloor lighting, and say a fog machine or the CO2, and then it'll break everything down for you. It'll just spit it right out for you. Wow.
Do we all have packages? Everyone has packages here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay. So I mean, I think like the most cost effective is the packages, because at the end of the day we want to use all of our equipment. And if you break it down to a client, okay, you know, let's break it down. This much for this much for this. Let's say for your medium package, it's 3,500. But if you break it down on every single thing that you're gonna take, it's gonna be like $8,000 or something like that. And then you're like, but I'm only charging you 3,500. So you know, I think packages work, and obviously you can go a la carte because not everyone needs everything in your package, or sometimes your packages usually have ranges from like 4 to 6 hours, right? So I have my basic packages for up to 4 hours, and then my other 2 packages are 6 hours. So let's say someone just needs 5 hours and they don't want dancing on the cloud, or they want the photo booth. So those things that you have to be manageable, and you know, be able to add or take out from the other packages and know already what the price is going to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna have to head out. I'm overtime on my time, but
Okay.
it was a
I,
fun
I was trying to
episode.
I was trying to hang on since Brian is like an hour behind. Maybe he thought it was 9 o'clock his time. So I was,
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, no worries. I can't overstay my my wife's desire
okay.
for dinner though.
She's
That's my
starving, man. She's
limiting
starving.
factor here. I'm at 7 p.m. here on the West Coast,
Okay.
but yeah, you guys carry on though. Thanks for having me,
And thanks for
Hitman and
coming.
Mikey.
Thank
We'll
you
see
for
you
being
guys.
here. I appreciate Hitman. I know we both appreciate it. You guys are great. I love watching your videos too.
Thank you.
Two of you guys got hats on tonight.
Usually do. I mean, yeah, that's I guess Diego sometimes, but probably 90% of the time.
Yeah.
But guys, I'll catch you guys. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of the show. See ya.
All right.
Bye, bud.
See ya.
Take it easy.
Take care.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, I mean it's you get DJs that are at $500 and you get DJs that are at $10,000. You just gotta, you as a DJ, you know what you're putting into it. You gotta price accordingly. And now the new thing is, people are going up to Guitar Center and renting equipment. I say, all right, we don't need a DJ, we don't need a band. And you know what? I talked to 2 venue managers that these couples actually did their own thing, and the weddings were total crap because they didn't know what they're doing. They didn't have cocktail hour music. They didn't have dinner hour music. It was just dance music from time the doors open to time the doors closed that night. You know, so it's like the father-daughter dance was on the Spotify playlist. So when the daughter heard it, she grabbed the dad and she took him out to the dance floor. You know, so it's like nothing. It was organized, but it wasn't organized. It was like there was no announcement. All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Stephanie, our bride, is going to come up, bring out her dad to the dance floor. Come on, John, dance with your beautiful daughter out here. There was none of that. It was just the song came on, and she grabbed her father and went out on the dance floor. The groom and his mom, their song came on, but it was like 8 songs later. He went over, he grabbed his mother, he danced, spun her around a couple times, and then he went back to the bar drinking. So it was like total chaos. That both managers said.
Of course, because it's very rare nowadays that anyone actually plays the whole song. You know, unless it's requested. Like we spoke about this last time.
Yeah.
There are songs that you just have to play the whole thing. But imagine playing the whole song, every single song.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna, the dance was gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's gonna die.
Well,
there's no dynamic. Everything is. I feel like it will be boring.
Brian just did a video on that. Also, like time to play the whole song, time to quick mix. You know, and when do you do it? How do you do it? And there is a time for everything.
Yeah.
If you quick mix all night long,
no,
people
you
are
can't
going to get tired of that. If you play the song right through, people are going to get tired of that. But there are certain songs that people want to hear from point A to point Z.
Mm-hmm.
And there's songs that they only want to hear just the chorus and the hook, and that's it. They're, they want that up and throw a new song on. So it's.
Yes. So for example, when you do slow dances, I don't do slow dances. Very rare that I'll play a slow song. But when you do a slow dance, it is expected to play the whole song.
Yeah.
Majority, maybe 99% of the songs, you play the whole song, and then from there you get on the mic, whatever, and then transition to something more upbeat, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
So how do you guys structure your sets? Well, not sets, like the music. So like the slow dances, full song. Then during the party. So for me, during the whole party, it's 3/4 of a song probably, and sometimes it's just verse and chorus and then out. And once I get to the peak, like the crazy hour or whatever you guys want to call it, peak hour, That's when I quick mix, because I'm throwing song after song after song. Again, it's in the Hispanic community, the crazy hour is just, it goes everywhere. You go from the slowest thing to the fastest song. You go in and out from different genres, completely. You know, you can start here and then go here and then go here again. It's just really fun. But I quick mix because it's the best time to quick mix. Now, like you said, Mikey, if I quick mix the whole night, they will hate it, because again, there's some like salsa. You can quick mix salsa because it's a pattern of like dancing that you have to allow them to like finish out the dance in order to go to the next song. So those are little things that you learn throughout the years, and those are things that AI can't do.
Exactly. I mean, there are songs that you can quick mix. There's songs that you can't quick mix, and then you get these DJs that try to quick mix these songs that you can't quick mix, or that you shouldn't quick mix, and they look like fools up there. Dwayne, how do you feel about it?
Quick mixing, I learned not to do that quite often. I usually do that towards the end when I'm trying. If I have a long list of requests that I try to go through, then I'll quick mix, because I found a lot of times, even when I play a song and there's nobody on the dance floor and I get ready to change the song, there's always somebody that comes, and it's usually I see them walk from way in the back of the venue. So I don't want to like change it after they just walked all that way to dance to the song. So that's why I kind of like don't quick mix, especially at the beginning when there's a lot of old people, because it takes them a second for them to get to the dance floor. And I get, a bunch of dirty looks if I was to change the song right when they get to the dance floor.
Yeah, so that goes to say knowing when to do it. So again, you can't do it in the beginning because you're just building up. So at that time, it's just, probably like 3/4 of the song, most likely, and then out. Yeah. But once you get to the peak, everybody's already drunk. Everybody's already like fire up, ready to like just blast and have fun. So that's when you start throwing like quick mixing different songs that are hits, and then there's just like the momentum that they have in the dance floor is amazing. Like how you get it, and they never get tired because it's a different song every single like 30 seconds, probably 30 to like 45 seconds. It's a different song, and they know the chorus of the song or like a specific verse of the song that you can go in and out from that to the next song, into the next song, into the next song. So yeah, it goes to say you need to know when, and how to do it. It's not just throw it and it's gonna work. No, it's not. You have to know how to do it, when to do it, and why you're doing it. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Not only that, some venues, they put the DJ so far away from everybody, and then the dance floor is further away from the guest also too. So by the time you get the song on there, and by the time that people get up to do this, dance to the song might be a quarter way over, and then they're like, oh man. So if you re-loop a section of the song in the beginning, or if you could get the long intro to a song, because like you go to the venue, if you do like a little research of the venue, and you go there, or just look at it on their website, and you look where the DJ sets up, and look where the guests are seeing, and say, wow, that's a big dance floor, and I only have 100 people at this wedding, and you see where the seats are, and then you get there, you think, well, maybe they're gonna move the tables closer to the dance floor, but nope, they're back where they always keep them. So now you're like, oh geez, what are you gonna do? Best thing to do is like do a re-loop of the intro. If you can find an extended version of the song that has a longer intro to it, or if you're playing the regular song and people don't hear it at first because they're too busy gabbing, and all of a sudden, or they hear it, but by the time they get to the dance floor, you might be 20 seconds into the song. So that I do is take it right back to the back. Just hit cue, boom, you start playing it all over again. they'll thank you for that because it's taken them some time to get up there. These venues are, some venues have one thing in mind: get the people in, feed them, let them dance, let them go home. We collect our money at the end of the night. We're never going to see them again. We, as the DJ, we may never see that couple again. Well, we may see them again, but they're a married couple, but we're picking up gigs from their wedding. So they may be at this other wedding.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure if we're doing our job and we're going to do it the right way. The venue, some of them just don't care. They just, hey, one and done. That's it. It's a bad way really to think of it and look at it that way, but some of them do. They just done. That's it. Hey, Brian.
I am so sorry, guys. My wife had me out later than I expected.
That's okay.
I am
Now
so
you're here.
sorry. My
No
apologies.
problem.
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry.
I was like, really? He's coming. I wasn't clickbaiting.
No, he's here, and I am so sorry. It's just been one of those days, but my life is crazy, but I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be sorry. We're glad you're here, Brian. Thank you for joining us, buddy.
Yes, thank you.
Pal. Buddy's going, where's Brian at? Where's Brian at?
Better late than never, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, usually we get some person out here that likes to talk a lot, so the show usually goes on for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, or maybe sometimes 3 hours. But back, I didn't show up tonight, did he, Dwayne? That's me.
Yep. So we had talked about B-sides, and because with the generation now that didn't grow up with records, they really didn't know what a B-side was. So
right.
Yeah. So I showed them some of my 45s of, the album song that's the single, and then like one of the less popular songs that's on the backside that I talked about. I hear that you're a Prince fan too. And I talked about Prince because Prince utilized the B-side not as a throwaway, but opportunity to put out another song. So his B-sides was classics.
Erotic City.
Yep.
I mean, that was a bigger club banger than Let's Go Crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, amazing track. And yeah, you better believe there are all kinds of them like that, though. I don't know how many you named off, and I was just kind of thinking about it.
Yeah, I showed them 17 Days. That's on the backside of Let's Go Crazy. Erotic City is, let me see.
Yeah, it's the backside of Let's Go Crazy.
Erotic City. Yep.
Yeah,
Let's Go Crazy. Windows Cry is 17 Days.
Yeah. There are other ones too, though. Like, I don't know if you ever ran across this, but I remember back in the 80s, whenever you were doing a club, everybody wanted to hear Ministry's Every Day is Halloween, which was a B-side of Ministry All Day. But the hit was Every Day is Halloween, which was the B-side.
Yeah.
There were a lot of them like that. And another one that comes to mind is the B-side of Whip It by Devo was Girl You Want. And that's a really cool song if you don't know it. You can totally get away with playing that one today sometimes, and it's a really good song. There's a lot of them. There's a whole bunch of them out there that are just fun.
What was it? There was one by Queen. I did a little cheating. I went on chat GTP. Queen, I'm in love with my car. That was
yes.
B-side was like Rhapsody. It's like
right.
Wow.
Yeah, the record label insisted on I'm in love with my car being the single because they figure, well, Americans like cars. They'll go for it. But yeah. This weird song that the record label hated was the B-side, and that was the hit.
It's interesting what the record industry wants and what they push out there, and then what becomes the hit too.
And it's funny too that the DJs are the ones who are usually the tastemakers on that.
Yeah. Oh
like,
yeah.
Well, I accidentally played the B-side, but I like it better than the A-side. Another one that I can think of just off the top of my head, and it's something we play as mobile DJs, but it's just stuff that is cool for music. Paul McCartney did an album in '80, and there was a track called Coming Up on it that was a hit in England, but it was kind of a weird track with a bunch of pitchy vocals that we didn't really dig. But the flip side was the live version of Coming Up, and that was the hit in America. And the one that charted in America was the B side of the single, the live version. It was really good. So a lot of people who bought the album were disappointed that that version wasn't on the album.
Yeah, it's crazy how the B-sides could actually be the hit. But again, like you said, the record industry is saying, "Oh no, this is what we're going," and
Yeah,
the artist has no say in it at that point in time.
They can suggest it, but essentially the A&R people are like, "Oh no, we want to promote this one." Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, but DJs usually always get it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't know what to play. So we're better than A&R people in that regard. Fun club bangers too. Like Delight had a track, Grooves in the Heart. You guys probably all know that one. But the club hit was What Is Love, which was the B side of that 12-inch. Do you remember that one, Dwayne?
Yep.
That was big in the clubs back in the day. So there's a lot of them like that. They're tons of fun. But yeah, you're right. We haven't seen really a legit B side since what? I don't know, late 90s or early 90s maybe.
Yeah, when the CDs came out. No, I can't even say CDs because I remember the CDs. I used to get a lot of the CDs that were single CDs, where that was going back to the the remixes and instrumentals and all those rare songs that you can't find now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when they really got into the remixes too and the EPs because they had the room to put them on the CD. There was a lot of that kind of stuff back during the single days too. But yeah, the legit B side, flip side, yeah, boy, that was a long time ago. But there's good stuff there. Sometimes there's good stuff there. And Duran Duran used to do the B sides of their stuff was what they called night versions. I don't know if you've ever heard of that before.
No, I haven't heard that.
So, okay, here's the story on that. Before the remix, the 12-inch remix, if a record label wanted a dance version of a song, they didn't extend the single. They sent the band back into the studio and just said, okay, play it longer. So it was a completely different cut of the song. Like Hungry Like the Wolf, there's the radio edit, and then there's the night version, which is just them playing the song longer in a different session. There's cool little nuances in that too. They're a little different than the radio edit. And they did that for a long time. So instead of calling their versions the dance version or whatever they call them, the night versions. It's kind of little alternate versions of the song. And then sometimes they play them completely different. There are some night versions that are like, they're almost like disco versions. They're really cool. But that was a big thing with them. So it's fun to check out their night versions or their 12 inches, just period. Because they're completely different sessions, different than what anybody can hear. And they're fun to play. It's almost like alternate universe stuff for your crowd when you play it. It's like, I've never heard Hungry Like the Wolf quite like this, but it's really cool. It's different, but it's not remix. It's just different.
Yeah, that you're surprising the crowd or the audience or the guests at the wedding, and it's like they know the song, they know it, and then it's like, wow, this is totally different than the original, and it really gets their attention.
Yeah. Little nuances are fun. I mean, when it's completely different, of course, it's a remix. But when there's just a little nuance that's a little different, that's crazy. That's a lot of fun.
Yep. Because that's why I was going to piggyback on before you came on. Diego was talking about peak hour, where you play back-to-back bangers and quick mixing. And I was going to say that's when, if you drop like a deep cut or a B-side and throw it in the surprise, they really lose their minds. And then that's when, because I tell them, I use the Request Now app. So that's when my app starts to blow up with requests. They'd be like, oh, play this one. And then, because I had put in, you are the DJ, help, which one are you all? The help DJs, or DJ, because it's two of them. DJs helping DJs. The one with Rachel Lynch.
Okay.
On Facebook. But anyway, a couple of months ago, I had put in, when do you know when you have the dance floor? Is it when they go, ooh, ah, And my response was, you have the dance floor when they turn and they're waiting for you to play that next song. And then they lose their mind. And then when they hear you get ready to do something else and they look and they're waiting for you to drop that next song. To me, that's when you have the crowd, when it can be a two-way street. It's both of you all going and throwing something out there that you think they might like. And then they telling you, oh, can you play this one? And then you do it and then create something new with something that's, I guess you could say, unexpected. Just like the way Prince would do. He plays his songs. You know what songs he's going to play back to back. But in this venue, he'll play it one way, but then he'll go to a club, play the same song, but play a totally different or do a cover song and go in and out. And that's what I try to do with my with the way I DJ. So like going back to Mikey Mike when he said when clients give you like the Spotify playlist that they want you to play, I try to play something that fits that, but add a little bit difference in it to be artistic. So therefore I'm not bored and see if that works. A lot of times it works, but if it doesn't, then you can always play the regular versions. But
I think there's trust issues sometimes with audiences, certain audiences, under certain circumstances. And if you can't see me very well, I just let you know I'm a white guy. So if I'm doing a Latin club, when I'm setting up, they're like, hey, man, I've got some CDs in my car if you need them. They're like, oh, no, what's he going to do, Like, hey, man, I really appreciate that. Do me a favor. Give me 3 songs. And if I'm not doing very good, bring me those CDs. Okay, yeah, cool. Of course I kill it, and I'm not doing what the other DJs are doing. I'm looking at it from a different point of view. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, right on. Yeah, he knows what's up. And I'm doing something they haven't heard before. And they trust me. And that's when they're like, okay, what's he going to do now? We have no idea because he's not doing anything DJ did last week. He's doing something completely different, but it's cool. That's a lot of fun. And I don't know if you've heard of, well, I'm sure you have, A-Track, famous DJ.
A-Track, yeah.
He had this thing in Vegas where he'd do his big EDM nights. And then at midnight, he'd kill it, like just go silence for a second, and he'd put on Chubby Checkers The Twist out of nowhere. And the audience would go nuts. It's the last thing they expected to hear was Chubby Checkers The Twist. And all these EDM fans are doing the twist for like one song, then he jumps back into it and it's over. It was fun doing those unexpected things that they didn't see coming.
You keep them on the edge of their seat, and then boom, you drop something different. It's like, whoa, wait a second, what happened here now? And it really gets them going.
Yeah, the worst thing you can be as a DJ, in my opinion, is predictable.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna play this next. He's gonna play this next. He's gonna play this next. I don't want to ever know what I'm gonna do. Or I'm gonna fix out nothing. It's always a surprise. It's like Christmas.
But going back to the trust issues, it's very true because I did a quince, and when I got to the event, the parents looked at me like, "What is this young kid doing here?" Like they weren't expecting much, right? And but at the end of the party, they came out to me and they literally said, "Hey, you were amazing, and we really thought that you were gonna suck because you're too young." And
it could be It could be ageism. I mean, I get it at schools. They take one look at me and like, who's this old cat? And then I hit them real hard with stuff before they can even ask for it. Like, I know what they want. I know what they're going to request. Before they can even write it down, I'm playing it. Like, there's a comedian, Louis C.K. I don't know if you know who he is or not, but he's, I like him a lot. And he was saying how he got this like act down, like a half an hour of material, and he was doing this half an hour material over and over and over again. And he was to the point where he was at this Chinese restaurant doing comedy where nobody wanted to hear comedy. They wanted to eat Chinese food. They didn't want to hear him. He was like, I'm going to get out of this. And he listened to this CD about George Carlin talking about comedy. And one thing George Carlin said in there was, instead of holding your best joke for the end of the night, for like the big finish, do your best joke immediately. When you first walk on stage, do your best joke. It's going to force you to up that with every joke. He said, I tried that and it changed my life. I started with my strongest material, and it forced me to do better with my other material. And as a DJ, I took that on as a challenge. And I'm thinking, hey, that's a neat idea. These tracks I'm saving for the end of the night, I'm going to play them right away. Like, you know, I'm not going to hold back Uptown Funk. It's the first song I play.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go from there. I'm going to have to up my game, up my game, up my game. I do that at schools with whatever the big track happens to be that week. And I'll do half an hour, 40 minutes of that. And I'm like, okay, whatever this guy does, it's in our best interest because so far it's been banger after banger. And then you can start playing weird stuff for high schoolers. And they like it. You're playing 80 songs for them and they like it. It's all psychology, I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's because you won them right from the get go. So
yeah,
once you win the crowd, it really
like, you're cool.
you play.
We're sorry we ever doubted you. You're cool. Just do what you do. Whatever you do is going to be good. That's a good position to be in.
Definitely.
Very true. All right, guys, I gotta head out though. Thank you guys for having me. Nice talking to you, Brian.
Nice talking to you.
You guys have a good one. All right, stay blessed.
You too.
Thanks, Diego.
So
Brian,
how do you go about finding your deep cuts?
I'm just a music geek, dude.
Yeah.
I just love music. I really genuinely love music. I'm a DJ because of the music, not because of performance or anything like that. I just love music that much. And I feel like that I know enough music that I am somehow qualified to turn people on to stuff. And I can kind of figure out what they want, you know. When I was a kid, you know, I'm the youngest of 4, and I'm much younger than everybody else. And my dad was a country guy. My mom, she liked disco. My big sister liked Barry Manilow. My brother, he was into hard rock, and my youngest sister, she was into kind of top 40 stuff. We were driving around the station wagon when I was a kid. I'd get nervous when songs would come on the radio that I knew everybody wasn't feeling. But if an Eagles song came on the radio, I knew everybody was going to be okay because it was middle of the road and everybody could kind of deal with it. I knew that at 6, 7 years old. I'm like, you know, this has got to be what I need to be doing. So that's what I parlayed that into. It's like, I'm good at this. I'm not good at much, but I'm good at this. So I think I'll do this. I understand this.
You're more than good at it, Brian. You're the top man.
Nah, there are dudes that run circles around me on this stuff. And I dig what I dig. I'm getting turned on to new stuff all the time.
The thing is, you're not afraid, or you're not afraid, but you share your knowledge. You're not looking for money. You're not looking for a pat on the back for doing it. You're doing it because your love for music, and I appreciate it. You're my inspiration, honestly. I know I'm older than you, but you inspire me.
Well, thanks, Mikey. Well, Mikey, you have been nothing but kind to me and supportive of me, and I really appreciate that too. So,
thank you.
And I have to apologize again for coming here late tonight, guys.
That's fine. We are so.
Oh
happy.
my gosh.
They just have to catch you on the replay. But they should know us because we don't stop at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Usually I get diarrhea of the mouth. Yeah.
Do the re-edit.
So when you DJ, and do you hear? Because like for me, once I get going, it's like I can hear the next song coming or a vibe. So you do it's the same thing with you. Like when you playing, you can just hear do the songs that's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. This is going to work really well. But you know what happens to me, and I'm still a victim of this. I say victim because what I like to do when I'm playing for an audience is jump around a lot. So I'll do like sets of 3 in a vibe is what I like to do. But sometimes I'll get excited. And, I've done my 3 tracks. I know it's time to move on to something else. But I get excited and I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't play this next song, but it's going to work perfect. It's going to mix perfect. It's going to be the right key. I shouldn't do it because I think I'm pushing too hard, but I'm going to try it. And I do it. It's like, okay, I lose some people. I should have changed the vibe. So I got to watch that. It's not about me. It's about them. And I got to know when to say when with this stuff. But yeah, you're like, okay. And I'll stare at stuff. I'll have like 2 or 3 options ready to go. And just by watching everybody, I'll try to make the best calculated decision as to which one I should do. And sometimes, man, I'm 16 bars out. And I'm, oh no, that one, and I grab a different one. So it just depends, you know.
Yeah, definitely. You talk about that. You're 16 bars out. I did a wedding, and the bride, she was a total pain in the rear end. She sent me no meetings. She totally avoided having a meeting with me, and she sends me a text. My brother wants to dance with my mom to this song because he ran away and eloped. So she sends me the text, but she attaches an image to it, and it's 5 songs from YouTube. So I text her back and said, well, which song does he want to dance with your mom to? Yeah, that one. Like, which one? And she came back with the song I sent you. So I took a screenshot of the picture. I sent it back. I said, listen, I said, Cassie, you sent me five songs. Which one do you want me to have ready for your brother to dance with your mom to? The one I sent you. All right, well, I put all 5 of them in the crate.
Right.
I got to the wedding, I'm DJing, so I, call the brother up, call the mom up, put what I thought would work best for the mother and the son to dance to.
Yeah.
And the bride comes running up. She goes, not that one, Mike. I said, all right, now we can narrow it down. You got 4 choices. Show me which one you want. So it was, sometimes you just have to, I went with my heart thinking this is the best song for her brother and his mom to dance to.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But a failure on her part was not meeting with me, not nailing that final nail in, knowing what we have to know for the wedding. But some people are like that.
It's always tough when I believe it's always tough when, like, guys like us who've been doing this forever, we know how to program, we know how to pick songs for the audience in front of us. So it's always tough when an amateur wants us to program and give us songs that they feel like the audience will like. In the meantime, in your mind, this is not the best choice, but whatever. And then you have to try to make it work.
Yes.
It's tough.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It's especially
it's gig now.
A Gothic wedding.
Oh.
And they give you all Gothic music to play for the whole night, and it's like, okay. And then you look at the crowd, and you got people in their 70s and 80s and 60s, and it's like, wow, this is gonna go over like a fart in church. It's like, there ain't no way we're gonna get through this night playing this music.
I did a wedding one time where for the grand entrance, the bride and the groom were brought in caskets.
Oh, wow.
Halloween wedding. Yep, they came to the reception in a hearse, and
that's different.
Yeah, they weren't groomsmen; they were pallbearers carrying the coffin into the hall. And it was very interesting. Everyone was in costume. It was a Halloween wedding, but everyone was in costume. And yeah, I had to kind of pick songs because it was all gothy stuff. That, okay, maybe the older people will know them too. And I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, how about like Rocky Horror, The Time Warp? They'll know that.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it. So even at that, sometimes you can find those middle of the road songs. Like, okay, I know you didn't ask for this one. I'm going to throw it in there.
Yes.
And when it works, what are they going to do? Yell at you?
No,
they can, but they got a full dance floor.
They're going to come up to you and say, hey, Bri, do what you're doing, because look at my dance floor. You got everybody up here dancing. Then you feel like you're up here on top of the world.
I didn't. Yeah, it was right when the lockdown stopped. I did, shall we say, an urban wedding. Young couple. And they wanted all like City Girls and Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. It was a small wedding, and I was talking to this young lady, beautiful young lady. I said, "Look, I know these are your jams." I said, "But grandma's going to be there, and your aunt's going to be there, and there's going to be folks there that aren't going to be feeling this. I'm happy to play whatever you want, but let me ask one thing." So what's that? And I learned this from Mike Sanchez, of all people. Just how to word this. Something I'd always done, but I couldn't word it. So what I like to do with a lot of my clients is do what I call family hour. And what family hour is the first hour of dancing. I play a little bit of everything. Something your little cousins are like, something your grandma's gonna like, something your folks are gonna like, something your friends from school are gonna like. I go around back and forth and play all kinds of stuff. And then after family hour, I'll do anything you want me to do. We'll have an evening of Cardi B and City Girls. I don't care. We'll do it. Fine, whatever. Do whatever you got to do. Whatever. So I get there and I start playing. And we're an hour in and we're doing a Soul Train line to Sister Sledge, We Are Family. And her grandma, who is white, is out there jamming. And she runs up to me. She says, "Keep this vibe going, please. Keep this vibe going." So family hour lasted all night long. They can't envision it. Like they think they know it's going to be cool, but we know we're experienced.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just really difficult to come up with a really good way to express this to them without saying, "You know what, your ideas are stupid."
Yeah.
You're saying that, but you're saying it nice. And that's the hard part sometimes. Saving people from themselves.
They get this tunnel vision. It's my day. It's my music. It's what I want. But I always tell the couple, it is your day. You're inviting all these guests to your wedding. They're giving you a gift. Your gift back to them is the meal and the music. 6 months from now, will they remember the meal? Yeah, a few of the guests will. Will they remember the music? Oh, most definitely. If the DJ sucked, they're gonna say, "Man, that DJ he was the worst." If the DJ was good, man, that DJ was great. So, I try to tell them, we'll play some of your music, but let's keep the vibe going with the people. See, I'll test the water, see what they like, and we'll go from there. And then we'll throw one of your songs out. We'll throw another one on and try to keep it going that way.
Somehow I just try to express to them. It's like, listen, we don't know what people are going to enjoy that evening, but I want your personality to be a part of this. So I'm going to make sure that these songs get played. Yes. But I want your personality to be a part of this, but I want to play it for everybody. So if you trust me, take care of you. And if you got a good relationship with the client, they'll go ahead and hopefully trust you and let you do what you got to do.
Oh yeah.
But it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge. Never make everybody happy all the time. You can't do it.
No, you're gonna PF somebody down the road, and it's unfortunate. I played Run Around Sue at one wedding, and I had a lady come up and she was mad at me.
Huh.
I said, "What's wrong?" She said, "I am Sue, and I am not no runaround." I'm like, "This is just
no."
I'm like, really, it's not intended to you.
Dwayne, do you play that song?
Run Around Sue?
I haven't played that in a long time. I did it when I first started. Because my coworker, Randy Wilburn, he's your biggest fan. He has said,
"Oh, I've seen him in the chat. Thanks for the love, Randy. I really appreciate it."
Yeah, me and him used to take, during lunch hour, back like 2019, we'll watch your gig logs and try to study your gig logs like football players study football films.
Oh, hell.
Yep. So we used to play that kind of stuff.
I played Run Around Sue for the first time. I think it was recently. Mm-hmm. It was requested at a wedding I did recently, and I'm like, I never played it, but I played it. I'm like, wow, okay, this is my first time. But I know people who that's the song that you play, like at a wedding. That's like the big one, but I never played it. That's how weird I am.
Even Cecilia, I get a request for that. And well, the one bride and groom really wanted to hear it. I said, "You know what the song is really about?" No, I said listen to it. Just not to do. Go home, type it in, and read the lyrics.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my God, we never knew what that song was about." You still want to hear it? Oh yeah,
Of course.
I mean, it's a great sing along. You know,
I got real hung up on that stuff. I remember I was working for a multi-op and I had this wedding where it was a total 80s wedding, but every song they wanted to hear was a breakup song. Like Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time and Wham's Careless Whisper. And I'm like, these are great songs, but are you sure you want me to play these at your wedding? They're like, well, why wouldn't you? Like, they're breakup songs. Like, oh, we don't ever listen to the words. We just like the music. Like,
yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. We're good. Go with it.
Yep. Oh, weddings are a lot of fun, a lot of work.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and it's definitely a lot of fun. I was telling these guys before I bought a new car today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's I ordered it yesterday off Amazon. It came today. It's 50 inches long, weighs about 22 pounds.
Mm.
And it's a double decker. The bottom, you could put your speaker stands in there. If you have tube lights, you can put them in there. And then on top, I'm going to put my uplights, my computer, my hard drives, and it has big 7-inch wheels on it. I'll have to send you the link to it. I'll send it to you in Messenger.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to hear what your road test is going to be on this thing. Give it a couple gigs, and what do you think of it?
I have a wedding next week, a barn wedding, and
Oh, that'll do it.
rocky roads, and it's grass, and there's
Gravel.
sand, so I'm gonna give it a good testing next Saturday. You know.
Right on.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know how it holds up.
Oh, I'd love to hear how it holds up. Yeah, there's some really good ideas out there, but sometimes the build quality just isn't there.
Yeah.
I've had some amazing carts, and man, I tell you, that stupid rock and roller, that thing just won't die. That thing just goes and goes and goes.
I have a rock and roller, and Jesus, I bought it right after I first started DJing, so it's about 20 years old.
Yeah.
And the tire went bad on it, and to replace the tire, I'm like, price was astronomical. So I went to Harbor Freight.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy welded a new axle on it for me.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go. I got a hot rod rock and roller now. You know, it's still going.
I had a Milwaukee car like that. I bought it at Home Depot. It was $200, and the tire kept going flat on me. So my friend Andy was like, "Well, I'll fix that." He put hard rubber tires on. I'm like, "These will never go flat." I'm like, "Great," but now the cart weighs 60 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm not using this anymore. Not for DJing anyway.
This cart is. I mean, I got the box. I'm thinking, okay, the box is going to be heavy. I seen the mailman taking it out of the back of the mail truck, and he's like, with one hand. I'm like, what the hell does he have in there? Is it the cart? I walk out and he's, hey, you got some kind of cart here. I'm like, oh, okay. And I grab it, one hand, take it to the back, I cut it open, and all you gotta do is push down, and when you're done, you pull up in the middle, there's a handle there, pull it up, it just goes whoosh,
Nice.
right? Strap it up, you're done.
Yeah, send me a link. I want to check it out.
Okay, definitely. Matter of fact, I'll get it ready now and send it to you.
All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Those that stuck around, they got a chance to see Brian.
Sorry, guys.
No,
So sorry.
Brian, thank you. I mean,
No, I just, oh, God. Well, she said she wanted to go to the store at 5 o'clock. I didn't ever go be at the store for 4 hours. You know?
I hear you.
All right. I guess it is what it is.
So we had Chin Chillin. He said, hey, Buddy said it's party time.
Oh, that guy? Buddy is a rock star. Buddy is a total rock star. I was with Buddy the other night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. He took us for pizza at the real pizza place, not the touristy place.
Mm-hmm. And then Cool Thing said, hey, Brian.
What's up?
And then Kevin has said Mikey Mike also likes to fall asleep on the show.
Oh yeah, did you see that show, Brian?
You guys are all narcoleptic, I swear.
I was like this.
We burned the candle at both ends. Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, definitely we do.
And let's see. And then Cool Thing said, I'm the same way, Brian. I became a DJ because of my love of music. I collected mainly CDs and cassettes as a kid and had lots of music in my collection to be a DJ.
Yeah. Yeah. You start collecting the first time you buy a record. You're collecting. Absolutely. Same thing here. I'm collecting all this music and I'm not sure why. But eventually I found out why.
But I used to, the one thing I do miss is back when you used to buy the records or even the CDs, they would come with the CD liners, like little books inside of the sleeves.
Yeah, liner notes.
Yep. So those are cool things to read.
Yeah, liner notes were interesting. It gave you, I mean, even the record days, before, you know, there was something to look at on TV or computer or whatever, you put the record on and then you'd read the liner on the inside, some of the notes or the back cover, or if it was a gatefold, you could open it up and look at the pictures on the inside and read the details or read the lyrics. Learned some interesting things that way. Who the producers were and who the players were and who the engineers were, and maybe even a funny story or two.
Yep.
I like when you started off over here, the type was black and then the picture was here, and then all of a sudden the type went from black to white because it ran into the photo.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, and then I got into the printing industry and I knew how they actually did that then, you know?
There was something else that was really cool on the records that if you knew to look for it, it was interesting. Ever heard of anybody named Herbie Jr.?
No.
Herb Powers Jr., Herb Pump Powers. You know that run out groove in the center of a record, that real shiny part? There are cats that write stuff in there, like catalog numbers and stuff. They scratch them into the wet wax, or the wet vinyl, right? Well, Herbie Jr. used to put his name, he'd sign it, and he'd put a little face, like a smiley face, maybe a note to his wife or something like that on the record itself. If you look at a lot of the early freestyle, like Shannon's Let the Music Play, and I think Corona's Temptations like that, Salt and Pepper's Push It, there's a bunch of them that he mastered. And you can look and see the little notes he's sending to his family and stuff in the scratches of the groove.
Wow.
In the site of Herbie Jr. with a little smiley face with a nose. And he's one of the, everybody wanted Herb Pump Powers to master the records because somehow he knew how to get the most bass out of the grooves. So everybody wanted Herbie to master their stuff back in the day. But yeah, those are fun things to see on physical media as well. Just interesting, weird stuff. Like, what is that?
So Push It, is that the single or from the album?
That's 45 Tramp. Yeah, in fact, there's another B-side for you. Tramp was the A-side.
Oh, yeah.
And Push It was the B-side. And the other interesting thing about Push It, I think, is the original version is very different than the one we're familiar with. We're actually listening to the Cameron Paul remix of Push It. That's the popular version.
Okay.
And, you know, that's the one that, you know, eventually, you know, charted. But the original is a little different. Yeah, Cameron Paul, he passed away about 2 years ago, I guess. But yeah, he was a very famous San Francisco DJ and remixer. He has a video series out, if you look on YouTube, called Cameron Paul Tells All. He explains how he mixes and how he blends records and stuff. It's really interesting. And the guy is like, got this blonde mullet and a mustache and, you know, just fell right out of 1988. But, oh my gosh, what a DJ. He was the dude who did, like CCCP's American Soviets. Remember that track?
Right.
Okay, there was the original version of that in like, I think it was 86. And then Cameron Paul remixed to 89, and that's when it went nuts in the club. So it's like, you don't want the original version, you want the Cameron Paul version of that song. And it's really good. So yeah, he did, you know, Push It was, I think, the one that most of us would recognize that he did. A lot of it's some more deeper club stuff a lot of people wouldn't know, but everybody knows Push It, and that's Cameron Paul. But that was a B-side.
Okay.
Awesome.
Now you're going to have me looking at my 45s looking for his name or those little hidden messages.
Oh, yeah, the Herbie Jr. stuff. Look at the 12-inch singles, if you've got them.
Yeah, I know. I think I have the Let the Music Play one.
Yes. Yeah. Profile. Yeah, it's like gray and red labels, kind of striped. look at the run out groove and look for Herbie Jr. in there. He's put messages in that. And they used to yell at him for it. Said, "Don't do that. You know, don't put the don't break." It's like, okay, I won't. He kept doing it, but then it caught on, and then everybody was like, "Oh, we want him to do ours." And then I think on if I remember right, on Shannon's Let the Music Play, he says something like, "It's cool, it's fresh, let it play," is what he writes in the run out groove.
Cool. That's interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Never knew that at all. Wow.
Oh, and by the way, he's a really nice guy. I've spoke to him. He's a really cool guy.
Yeah,
He's up in Connecticut. He still does mastering.
Unreal. Yeah. It's nice now. You've seen these kids, like my daughter, when she went to high school, she's out of school 7 years. And when she was in high school, it was all that rap stuff and this and that. And she went from that to Creedence, CCR, Toto.
Oh.
Everything she's buying is vinyl. I mean, she has a record collection that's unbelievable.
My kids are in their 20s and they're all about Fleetwood Mac and yacht rock and disco and what?
I'm like, what happened to the stuff that you used to like? She's like, well, I still listen to it, but I like this stuff better. I'm like, well, I try to get you to like this stuff before you like that other stuff first, you know, but she didn't want to hear it.
I think, I don't know if y'all agree or not, but I was just thinking the other day that there is such a thing. There's really such a thing as grown folks music. And when you're a kid, and it doesn't have to be an old song to be grown folks music. It could be a new song, but it's grown folks music.
Yeah.
There are songs that are for kids. I think hip hop is for kids. It appeals to kids. It's very simple. It's rhythmic, whatever. But when I think back, like I was listening to recently, I hadn't really given it a listen in a long time, but I like to watch reaction videos on YouTube. I like to watch young people check out old songs. And when I say young people, that's anybody under 50 for me anymore. I'm old as hell. So there was somebody who was checking out 10cc's I'm Not in Love, which is such an interesting song. The story on that song is very interesting. There's YouTube videos on it. I would encourage anybody to look at it. Groundbreaking track, production-wise, sonically, everything else. But when that song came out, I remember I didn't like it. But I was like 7 years old when that song came out. Not even. No, I was 4 years old when that song came out. I didn't like it. But now I love the song because my brain is developed and I hear things in music that I didn't used to hear. That song's not for kids. You know what I mean? I think that's a real thing where the simple stuff, you know, appeals to children, but the more complex compositions appeal to adults. Yes. And if it's brilliant, it appeals to children and adults.
Yes. Yeah, that's the truth there. Definitely.
Like Billie Jean. Like everyone liked that.
Yeah.
2-year-olds, 90-year-olds went nuts over that song. But that's rare. Usually it's one or the other. It's either a complex composition that an adult mind can appreciate, or it's simple that a child would dig. Maybe I'm out of my mind, but I was thinking about that because sometimes I have nothing else better to do. Stuff.
That's, you know, like you said, how the music, well, like my son and daughter, the other day I go downstairs and my son's in the shower and he's singing REO Speedwagon. And I'm like, Michael. And he was into that really thrash type of rap, and all of a sudden REO Speedwagon, and he's singing Styx and he's singing Night Ranger. I'm like, dude, don't give up your day job. I'm enjoying that you're singing this type of music now, you know?
Yeah. Jay's kids do the same thing. I mean, they were into this hip hop stuff and now they're, you know, listening to just stuff like that. Where it's like, okay, CCR and like you say, Toto and England Dan and John Ford Coley, and it's like, what? But again, I mean, if you think about the simplicity of top 40 music right now, where do you really go when you become an adult? There's nowhere to grow to. So you almost have to discover something new to you, which is usually going back a little bit and checking out some of that, again, what I'm calling grown folks music.
And there's not that much of that today that's being written.
Once in a while, you hear something.
Yeah.
Once in a while.
Far and few in between. And I think where you're hearing it is on the countryside. A lot of the country music.
I think country's where pop goes to die.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes.
I really do honestly believe that. And it's not even strong pop songs. I have a weird philosophy on country. And that is there's no such thing as a good country song. There are great songs that cross over into other genres, but if it just identifies as country, it's no good. And I give you an example. Devil Went Down to Georgia. That was a pop song too, because it was huge. It's a great song. Fantastic song. Then there are songs that should be country, but they're so good that you'd never think of them as country songs. In a million years, you would never say that's a country song. Would you like a couple examples of that? Because I have some.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The first one is going to blow your mind, but I'm telling you right now, it's a country song. The cadence, the guitar, the vocal style, everything about it is a country song. That is Sail On by the Commodores.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about that song for a minute.
Yeah, definitely.
Sail on down the line. Funny how the time moved. And the guitar. What about that song is not country? It's so good you'd never think of it as a country song because it's good. Another one that's a country song that's a little easier to identify would be Starland Vocal Band's Afternoon Delight. That is a country song.
Yes. Yeah.
But no one ever thinks of it as a country song.
No.
There are a lot of songs like that. They're so good, you would never accuse them of being country. But they are. They're totally country. So
Definitely. Especially Sailing On the Line. I mean, just the way
yeah, Sail On Big Sure Noodle, but it's true when you think about it. Or I think it is.
Oh, God, yeah. God, yeah.
Yeah. But if it's just country and it doesn't transcend to anything else, it doesn't become pop or anything else, was it really that good? Nobody else noticed it. I mean, the reason Olivia Newton-John did so incredibly well is because country radio liked her stuff, and so did pop radio. If only country radio liked her stuff, who would care? Same thing with Linda Ronstadt. Country liked her, and Top 40 liked her. Early Eagles, country liked them, and rock liked them.
Yeah.
So they were doing all this different stuff. But if just country's digging you, what? Where do you go from there? You just stay there and nobody else cares?
Exactly. Even like Leonard Skinner, Molly Hatchet.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That stuff's country.
But they were rock also. ZZ Top.
Yeah. All day long. Blues, country, rock. They were a lot of things. But if you're just country, you can't be great. That's a weird thing to say, but I think it's true.
Definitely.
John Denver.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, definitely. Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire.
Johnny Cash is a big one like that. Yeah. I couldn't name one Martina McBride song because I don't think she's ever crossed over to anything else.
No, she had that one.
See, I don't know him.
Oh my God, the hell was it?
Right. See, it's my point.
My Daughter's Eyes.
I don't know.
That was starting to cross over to pop, and then all of a sudden, pop just cut it right off.
Well, what was cool? I mean, like the Shania Twain stuff totally crossed over because it was great.
Oh yeah.
It was great, and Big and Rich crossed over because it was great.
Yep.
And you know, some of these other cats are crossed over a little bit here. Luke Bryan's crossing over a little bit. You know, if it's a really, really good, it does cross over. But if it never crosses over, it can't really be great.
Sugarland, big cross.
Just my opinion.
No, but it's the truth. Honestly, I mean,
no, it's an idea. It's a theory anyway.
If they can't cross over, and they're stuck to one genre, that's gonna be. I mean, even like '80s hair band.
I think that's my argument though, is where pop goes to die because it's a lot of the country, not anymore. It's changed recently. It's like this country rap thing. And that does cross over, but for a long time, it was kind of like just soft music, but it didn't really have a hook.
No.
It's like I like soft rock, but I like hooks. Here's soft rock without a hook. So what do you do with this? You put it on the country station, I guess. I don't know.
It's just sit around a campfire and have a beer or two with that.
Yeah,
that was,
yeah. I got to either be able to dance to it or hang out with my woman to it. I can't do either one of those things. I don't have time for it.
So Chillin said he had mentioned Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
DJ Cool Thing has said he's a Southerner, so he loves his country music. It's huge in South Carolina. And one song he loves is Family Tradition by Hank Williams.
Yeah. That song crossed over.
Yeah. Honky Tonk Man by Dwight Yoakam.
Crossed over.
Yep, definitely crossover with Dwight.
Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Big time. All the Shania Twain stuff did. Yeah.
And then then Chillin wants to know, what is the best slow dance country music?
I tell you what the best slow dance country music is. It's a crossover. And there's a reason it's great. It's a reason it's great. It's great because it's not just a country song. It's not just a pop song. It's also a waltz. So if you're doing an event and it's mostly more modern music, but there's some older folks out there and they want to hear a slow dance, you can put on Anne Murray, Could I Have This Dance? You get the country out of the way, you get the oldies out of the way, and you get the waltz out of the way. Because some people want to specifically waltz, and they can waltz to that song.
Yes. Yes. I just heard that the other day on I only listen to XM radio. I was flipping through, I think it was 70s or was it the 60s they had on, and that song came on. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in years. And it is one of those songs that, like you said, it's a waltz, it's a slow dance, it's a country, it's everything wrapped up in one.
Yeah.
And you cover everything, and the guests are happy with it. You know?
Slow dance country is a great way to play country. I've had so many clients where she's into pop music and he's into country. Well, how am I going to play country for him? Because no one's going to dance to it, including him. So I do country slow, and it's perfect. So I play a lot of country slow. I like Lone Star Amazed. I really like that one. Of course, the Shania Twain stuff. There are newer ones that I play too. I'm not just playing, 50-year-old songs. What's that one track Beautiful Crazy is a really nice one too. That one came out probably during the lockdown thing. And that one still has traction. You can still play that one. People really like it. It's got a nice hook to it. So there's a lot of good country songs.
But they're like you said, they're on the crossover, so
yeah.
If they just strictly straight stage country, they're going nowhere. And that's why I brought up the 80s hair bands. If they stayed just that screaming metal,
right,
they weren't going nowhere. And also you got the power ballads. It was like, wow.
Right. Thank you, David Foster.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, oh Jesus. Everybody loved it then, everybody started digging 80 hairband music.
What's the first power ballad? I don't even know. What's the first power ballad?
I just heard that somebody had it on YouTube, and it was they were asking who released the first power ballad. Now
is it like Journey or something? Or it's either Journey or REO Speedwagon, isn't it?
I want to say Journey, or some, because their music was more, it was rock, but more power ballad.
Yeah. I'm thinking Take It on the Run.
Yeah. That I was
stuff like that.
In high school. Trying to think from Journey. Oh.
And when the hell did Open Arms come out?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Open Arms.
That was way back there.
Yeah, Mother Father. I know that was like it It wasn't a real big radio hit, but a lot of people dug it because it was just the way he sang it, his expressions, his input into it, and people really, really got into it.
Or was it Styx? Was it Babe?
Yeah, that was a great power ballad.
It could totally have been Babe. I don't know. I was just talking.
Yeah, there's so many power ballads from the '80s. It's unbelievable. It's like these groups just they hit it and they ran with it because it was
DJ Cool Thing Official is saying Lady by Styx was the first power ballad. He's probably right.
Yeah, that's what this one Google just said.
He's probably right. That was before Babe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he's probably right. That was the first power. I bet that was the first power ballad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it starts off so nice and mellow, and all of a sudden the drums come in.
Yeah, kicks in hard, real hard.
Yeah.
And then we have some suggestions for slow dance country. We have Amazed by Lone Star.
Mm-hmm. Remember when Alan Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
I swear John Michael Montgomery. Was anybody in here DJing when that came out?
Which one?
I swear, John Michael Montgomery. The funny thing about that song was he didn't write it. I don't know who wrote it. It was probably like Diane Warren or somebody, some famous writer wrote it and just put it out there to the label. There was an R&B vocal band called All for One who dropped that song exactly the same time that John Michael Montgomery dropped it. So I had to carry around both versions because they were both popular at the same time with different audiences, and depending on where you were and who was there, depending on which version you dropped.
Cool. That's another thing I didn't know. There you go.
Oh, it was huge. They were both huge songs. But yeah, they dropped it pretty much the exact same time they both dropped.
No, that's amazing. And, you know, like I was telling them before, Dolly Parton, I think it was Jolene. Elvis wanted to sing it.
Yeah.
But Elvis wanted all the money from it. They just cut Dolly Parton out completely. Like she had her version of it.
Right.
Collecting the royalties off that. But then when he sang it, he wanted 100% of everything. And she stood her ground. She said no.
Well, that was Colonel Parker on a lot of that crap. He took 50% of everything and made all the deals.
Yeah.
Elvis just kind of went with it.
He drove him right into the ground, basically.
Oh, yeah, but he's there'd be no Elvis without him. But after a while, it's kind of like, you know what? It was good while. It's kind of like the song "Don't You Want Me" by the Human League.
Mm-hmm.
I was working in a waitress. Yeah, I was. That was true. I was working as a waitress when you met me, but I'd have been all right with or without you. And thanks, but it's time to move on. That would have been nice if Elvis did that around 1960, but he didn't.
No, nice thing.
Loyal guy. He's stuck with him.
Yep. He stuck with him, and just basically hung him out to dry.
Really good suggestions here. I'm reading. I can kind of see this. Really good suggestions. Yeah, the 80s on 8. Yep, I've listened to that one before myself. That's a good one. Good station, fun station. Although I get bored, I have to go into the app and make it a little more obscure sometimes. Well, I have a lot of fun with Studio 54 radio late at night because they get really weird with the disco. And this summer, I've been exclusively listening to the Freestyle Dance Station on SiriusXM. It's Freestyle Summer at my house. If you're in my truck or hanging out with me, you're hearing Freestyle this summer.
Cool. Bri, I DJ. I get in the vehicle. Honestly, I don't want to listen to the radio.
I get it.
If I do, it's down so low, it's unreal. I would rather, if I'm at home here, I got my phone, Sirius on there, earbud in one ear, and that's it. But I'm driving, it's just like I don't know if I'm weird.
Something in the Way She Moves by James Taylor. I don't know that song. I know Something by the Beatles. Is that the same song? Yep, buddy. Buddy. Thank you for pizza, buddy. What a good guy. I'm sorry, I'm just reading the chat.
No, I'm reading it too. Before, buddy, he was telling me my mic was down a little too low. And I'm like, okay, but I'm dying with this cold. Yes, so my voice is faded in and out.
I hope my mic's okay.
Just excuse me. My wife tells me I have COPD, and I'm like, no, I don't. Just go outside and have a cigarette. I say, I will. You know?
Man, we've been dying here. Jay came up from California to Chicago. I guess it was Monday. And he was like, I can't breathe here. I'm like, it's the Canadian wildfire smoke. We're not even under an alert, but our air quality is so bad here right now that, you know, everybody feels like a chain smoker.
Yeah, and just, I went 2 weeks ago to go get my injections in my back, and the nurse practitioner that can't give them to you. You can get staph infection, and the staph infection you get from these injections, it's instant death. There's no antibiotic. There's nothing that brings you back. It's just your heart stops, you're gone, and that's it. So, well, guess what? I want to be above ground, looking down.
Be above ground. Be above ground.
Yeah, definitely. So
do that.
Gotta wait a couple more weeks, and then I can go get my injections. That's it. Like I said, I'm still coughing. If I start coughing now, I'm trying not to talk and get my throat tickly. Once that happens, it's like, oh my God. Then I'm mucus and say, yeah, you know. And that's why I said my wife tells me, oh, you got COPD. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have another cigarette. That's all I know.
That's right. That's right. Well, you know, they're bad for you. Don't do it. Just whatever you do, don't do it.
Oh, here he goes. Ah, okay.
I'm not smoking off camera, by the way.
No.
I just want to make that clear to your audience. I am not smoking off camera when I lean over like that.
I know. That's one thing you don't do. I don't smoke in the house. My mom, you know.
I know what you got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people turn the radio off after a wedding, it looks like. And I tell you what I like to do. Listen to something that I didn't get a chance to play at the wedding, or I could have never played at the wedding or the club or anything else. Something different. Something completely different. That's what I like to listen to.
If I want to listen to music when I'm driving, it's strange. I will put jazz on.
Yeah.
And
Smooth jazz?
Listen to jazz. It's like, wow, this is some great stuff. You know, they have guitar jazz. People think just jazz is people with horns. No, there's so many different forms of jazz. It's unbelievable, and the music is great. And I love when they do covers, like the piano guys. They do some covers. It's unbelievable.
Something I used to have a lot of fun with on the way home from gigs, and I haven't done it in a long time. But sometimes, I mean, I live right in the city, but sometimes for some reason I have to drive an hour north or an hour west to do a job. So it's a long drive home. They used to do replays of Casey Kasem's Top 40 on 70s on 7 real late at night.
Okay.
So you get like the week of, you know, August 12th, 1978. And you know every single song they play. You know every song. I was having fun trying to figure out which one might be next, you know, listening to collectively what all the songs were.
Yeah.
And then once you get down further and further and further, you're trying to guess what the number one is. You know, it's like, what is the number one? Oh, so much joy in that. Stuff I didn't play at the wedding, stuff I wasn't thinking about at the wedding.
Yeah.
I love listening to that kind of stuff.
Yep. That's great music. You know, Leo Sarah, You Should Be Dancing.
Oh.
You know, it's like that comes on, and I threw that on at a couple weddings, like, you know, during cocktail hour, and people are like, oh my God, I haven't heard this. And they're out in the dance, we're dancing, you know, it's cocktail. We're having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, the songs that people like those, oh wow, I forgot about this. sauce. And if you forgot about it, they definitely did.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They know it, but they haven't listened to it for a long time. Leo Sayers make me feel like dancing is a good one. Another really good one. If you're in a rock set, like an 80s rock set, I've done this a few times, and they look at me like I just like discovered sliced bread. I'll put on the Nax My Sharona.
Oh yeah.
And they lose their minds.
Yeah. Yep.
They haven't heard it in 40 years.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh my God, I forgot about this song. This is great. You know, they're just boom.
And the fun part is the ones who were out there for like the Blink 182 song that I played or the Killer song that I played, like, hey, this is pretty good. I'll dance to this.
Yeah.
They don't know it, but they love it because it's a good song. Those are fun ones to do.
An XS song on. They're like, who is this? It has a good beat, and it's like NXS. How do you spell that again?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And they're like, but how do you spell it? N-I-N-X-S.
Yeah, INXS.
Oh, okay, yeah, but this is a cool
Inks.
song. Yeah.
Inks. What I must say. We're listening to some inks. All right.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Oh God, yeah.
You got an active chat. That's really nice.
Oh God, yeah. Well, Brian, you're a very popular man. Honestly, you give so much to the community, to the DJ community, and I'm so honored that you came on our show. It's
nothing, man. Happy to do it.
I know me and Dwayne. It's so funny how we met, and here we are. We have this little show together, and like I said, usually I have diarrhea of the mouth, and I just start rattling off stuff that people are like, "What the heck is he talking about?"
Well, hey, it's we love what we do, and I never get tired of talking about it, especially music. I get tired of talking about gear really fast, but I love talking about music.
I love talking about music. I love knowing, trying to think in my mind, doing this wedding. They gave me a playlist, and I always tell the bride, don't give me 10 songs. Give me 10 artists that you want to hear from. This way, I'll look at the artists and I'll try to pick out at least one or two songs from them. Most likely one, but a second one, and I'll fit one in here, one in there, one in, and then the bride and groom are happy because they heard their song. And it's like, it may not be their song that they like by that artist, but they're like, oh, I haven't heard this song in such a great, a long time, and this just fits right into our wedding. So when they give you a complete playlist, that just kills me. It's like, well, why didn't you put a quarter in the jukebox then? They didn't tell you. No request.
Well, they're hoping that you have the superpowers to put those songs in an order where they make sense, because that's something that they're not able to do.
No, I bid one, and the bride and groom, especially the bride, she goes, play these in the exact order. Do not skip one. Play it from A right down to Z.
I'm looking at Dwayne's background. I'm trying to identify album covers. I see Foreigner 4. It's so small. If it was bigger, I could see more. But I definitely see Foreigner 4. That one just sticks out to me. I see Fleetwood Mac Rumors, just part of it though. I think I'm seeing Def Leppard Pyromania.
Is there Boston in there?
I haven't.
I think Boston's there. Let me turn my see.
I'm curious if we can name these album covers.
Nope. I thought I could take. Oh no, that was my speaker. Nope.
That's the kind.
I just.
No, he went.
Let me see if I can take myself out. Let me see.
Go full screen.
All right.
My eyes are bad.
Is that Phil Collins' Mama single? Is that Genesis Mama? Am I seeing that? Can't be. That would be weird. Oh, there we go. That is. Okay, Genesis Mama, I see it. And that's a
You
really
see
weird
it.
song. It's
My chair.
it's just to the right of your right ear. Genesis Mama. That song's interesting. If you've ever heard it, there's a place in that song where Phil Collins goes, ha ha ha. And he's mimicking Melly Mel on Grandmaster Flash the Message when he does that. That was his inspiration for doing that. But yeah, that's that single. 404, okay. I see, is that a Foreigner album there? I see a Judd's album, Commodores. Blondie is up in the corner. Parallel Lines. I see Nirvana. Yeah, okay. I see two Nirvanas. Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell. Yeah, you got all kinds of good albums on there. There's all kinds of neat stuff. ELO is on there. I see ELO.
I said my eyes were bad, and I'm trying to squint in here. I'm like, I can't see.
There's a cool Miles Davis album in there. Probably Kind of Blue. That's really neat.
There's Blondie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Blondie
Yep.
and Adele.
Is that Adele next to Blondie?
No, Black Flag.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know what a Black Flag album cover looked like.
Adele is behind the record on the logo, cueitup logo.
Oh, okay. That's why I can't see it.
I just gotta step out for 1 minute. I'll be right
Okay.
back. Okay, guys?
Do it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm just geeking out on that's a cool background.
Yep. Thanks.
But you should be impressed that I identified Genesis Mama. That one's a hard one. But I have that back here somewhere.
Okay. Yep. And
But
then
yeah,
I
a lot of
see,
these like, you don't know.
yeah, Eric Clapton's up there, Bon Jovi. That's all on this side of my hand.
Okay. Yeah, some of these I'm not getting just by looking at them. I'm not getting them. But some of them I definitely do get. Of course, I can't see behind your logo, but yeah, it's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's Sammy Hagar. Or no, Wild Cherry, isn't it?
Which
The
one?
Lips?
I thought I saw Route Cherry.
The Lips?
Let me see.
So
if
Fleetwood Mac and Fleetwood Mac greatest hits right next to each other. That I see now that you moved your head. Behind you.
Okay, let me. Green Day.
Right there. Right the Lips.
Yep.
Right below Fleetwood Mac greatest hits. Is that Wild Cherry?
It look like it's Hot Chocolate 30.
Oh. Yep. Everyone's a Winner's probably on there. Oh. I see what's her name? Erykah Badu. I see her.
Lauryn Hill, Linkin Park.
Oh, there's Lauryn Hill.
Korn.
That's fun.
Yeah, Korn
That's
is next
fun.
to her.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
9 Inch Nails is below Lauryn Hill, and
That's a cool background.
yeah.
I just kept staring at it real small, and I'm like, okay. What is on there? She's got you all screwed up.
I'm trying to see if that's electric orchestra or what
Electric
is-
ELO's right there. Yep.
Okay.
That's ELO. That's one of their albums. I forget which one. It's early. It's right before Brave New World. Probably has Telephone Line on it. But I don't recall the name of it. That's ELO though. And Commodores, Blondie, and I don't know what all of them. There's two foreigners right in a row there. Probably a greatest hits in Foreigner 4. Miles Davis. I seen there two Nirvanas in a row. 2 meatloafs in a row as well. Yeah, all kinds of neat stuff on there.
Mm.
Now I gotta hear Genesis Mama that I'm seeing that 12-inch.
Mm.
Because they're not just album covers, there's 12-inch covers there too.
Oops, let me see. Trying to get it back to. Oh, let me see. There we go.
Yeah, I thought surely I'll be back in time. It won't be a problem. She's going to the store a little late, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But yeah, men shop different than women.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a thing. Men know what they want. They go in, they get it, they buy it, they come home. Women touch every damn thing and look at every damn thing and take their time
Mm-hmm.
and look at stuff that they don't need. And you just gotta kind of, okay. My wife doesn't drive,
Okay.
so I'm the driver. She can't just go to the store. I gotta drive her to the store. I get stuck with that too.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I apologize for not getting here sooner. I really wish I had
No problem. Had to go into teacher mode. Teachers are good for thinking and changing up on the fly.
I screwed you all up.
Yep.
But you got something, and I was able to come in and do a little something with you guys.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah. And I just go through the transcripts and then take all the songs that we had mentioned and put it into a playlist. Make that our third playlist.
Well, I mean, I just throw out stuff that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it, maybe DJs would dig it. Maybe not. I mean, I try to play songs like I usually like when I'm doing any kind of bar, club, whatever. It always seems like there's warm-up periods where I'm just playing music for people who are chilling out, and it's different than playing dance music. And I try to play those weirdo tracks during that time because it creates conversation.
Right.
It's, oh, I haven't heard this in a long time. What is the name of this? Finally, they come up and ask you, and you tell them. But it's engaging, and it's fun to play those forgotten songs. So many songs that people are never going to dance to. You can play them because they're conversation starters.
What inspired me to buy that car today or yesterday, Bri, was I think it was about a year or two ago. You did a gig, and the ceremony was down the hill. You had to walk with your cart down the hill. Then you had to lug the cart back up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I think something fell off the cart. It was raining out. And I'm like,
oh my God. Yes.
That stuck my brain. And when I seen this car and I seen what the people are doing, I'm like, that's going to benefit me 1000%,
Yeah.
That video is still stuck in my head.
That video is from 2007.
Okay. See.
Yeah. And I had my first LED lights. They were the Chauvet pin spots that had the dip switches on them.
Uh-huh.
And I had 4 of them, and they were screwed to a T-bar. And yeah, I was going down that hill, and I lost control on the hill, and it was pouring rain.
Yeah.
There was a big puddle there, and all my stuff fell in the puddle.
Yep.
And I had to let all my stuff dry out for a week before I tried to plug it in. I remember that.
Yep. And
Good old days.
Yeah. As soon as I seen the car and your video popped right in my head, I'm like, this is me. From what they're saying, how the traction is on this because the 7-inch wheels, I'm like, this is definitely me. I have to try it. I have to get it. It was $99. It was on sale, so I grabbed it, and hopefully next week we'll find out if it works good. And I'm going to shoot a video and say, Brian, this one's for you, man. Here's the car.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, beat it up, man. Ride it hard and hang it up wet.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what this thing's made of, because a good cart is a good cart.
Definitely, because I have to the barn's up the hill from where the ceremony is going to be. The ceremony's down, across a hard road, then down a rock path, and the ceremony's right by the lake. And so then I have to walk through all grass, and it gets a little swampy in that area because the lake sometimes, if it gets a little bit higher, it'll right up in that one area. So I might be walking on rocks, stepping on pieces of slate to get to where I have to get, but the cart's going to be going through muddy water or slushy and mossy grass and stuff like that. So we'll find out how it works next week, definitely.
Looking forward to seeing your results.
Definitely.
Always looking for a good card.
Again, Brian, I can't thank you enough from me and Dwayne.
No, it's my pleasure. Again, I apologize for being so late. But...
You don't have to apologize. It's
Nope.
It's a we have a lot of conversations in the chill room and stuff, and you're always, like I say, you're always on top of the game. You're never patting yourself on the back. Never. You just
try not to.
No, you don't. You honestly, you don't. You're there. You're sharing your knowledge, and that's what me and Dwayne are trying to do here, sharing our knowledge of DJing and trying to inspire you younger DJs.
Help somebody, you know.
Get involved in it, and don't be afraid of the new stuff that's coming out, AI and stuff like that. Hey, things do change. You have to grab the bull by the horns and go for a ride. That's the best thing how I could explain it.
Yeah, it's always evolving. It's evolved. God, I've been doing this since I was 13 years old. I'm 54 now. And it always evolves. I mean, and that's never changed. There's always something new out there. But the fundamentals don't change, and that is good music.
Yeah.
And as a music programmer, knowing what to play, when to play it, how to play it, and why I'm playing it in the first place.
Yes.
If AI can replicate that, I'll go sell shoes. I'll go do something else.
Yeah.
But I don't see... I see AI looking at what most people are doing and logically coming to the conclusion that, okay, well, then I'll do this. But I've always tried to be unpredictable. And how can AI be unpredictable in that regard? In an effective way? I don't know that it can. So I'm not worried about it in my lifetime.
No.
I am totally not worried about it. In fact, I feel like AI is going to be kind of the equivalent of going to Costco and buying a powered speaker with LED lights in it and saying, hey, guys, I got something cool for the wedding. Check this out.
Yeah.
That's what AI is going to be. It's going to be the cheap alternative to something real.
Yeah.
And there are going to be a lot of people who don't want to have the cheap alternative at their wedding. They want to impress people. And you're not going to impress people with a robotic DJ. That's unimpressive and uninspiring. So yeah, not worried about that. But everybody's got their own ideas on it. I'm just not scared.
No, not at all. Not one bit.
Yeah. Well,
So
I probably. Huh?
Wait, what do you think?
AI is not going, just like what Brian said, it's not going to take over our jobs during our time as far as DJing. So, and then it's because it makes me think of that mini DJ thing that was advertised on Facebook, where the guy rented out this little kiosk, and you have to punch in your playlist, and they set up the speakers and all that kind of stuff. So,
I told somebody last week. I said, in 5 to 10 years, AI is going to do 1 of 10 things. It's either going to produce killer robots to take over the world and kill everybody, or it's going to make us better at our jobs, force us to do better at what we already do.
Yes.
It's not going to make us obsolete, but it may do some healthy pruning. If you already suck, yeah, maybe AI can kick your ass. But if you're good at what you do, don't worry about it. Hopefully it'll force a lot of people to just do better. I don't see it as a threat. Not in my lifetime. But maybe I'm being naive.
No, like I said, I'm 60, so I got you guys by a few years, so I know it ain't gonna happen in my lifetime either.
I'm not always right. I mean, I remember in 1989, I was working for a multi-op, and every week we got a new single. Like, we got one single every week. And I was so disappointed with the single we got because I'm like, no one's ever going to want to hear the song. This is the worst song ever. I've never heard it. It's terrible. No one's ever going to want to hear this. You should just throw it away now. You wasted money on the single this week. And that was B-52's Love Shack. So I don't always get it right.
Oh, well,
Sometimes I get it wrong.
you're human, just like me, Dwayne, everybody else that's in the chat. One thing we can't do is be always right. There's no possible way. And AI will never be always right either. You know, it's just.
Yeah, no.
They're
You're
just
usually wrong. In 1999, my mechanical engineer friend said, you know what? In a few years, you'll be playing all your songs off of computers. I'm like, are you out of your mind? It's never going to happen. We're never going to use laptops to play music. Are you crazy? Never. Well, don't always get it right.
Did you ever have the chance to see Prince in concert?
Yes. Yeah, I've seen him a few times.
I seen him. He came here to Wilkes-Barre to the arena, and nobody knew the band that played before him. Just the opening act. It was, you know, I didn't even know the name of the band, but here later to find out he was playing in that band.
What year?
He was out there on stage.
What year are we talking?
Let's see, probably around 2003.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
And basically, when they come to Wilkes-Barre Scranton, it's a warm up for a bigger show for them. You know, because this arena, I think, seats like 5,000 people. But when Prince came out, everybody went nuts. I mean, and he put on such a phenomenal show. He got up there and he played every single instrument on that stage. And you could tell he was singing live because there was times he was running around and he was winded. He was, you know, it wasn't no backing tracks, no nothing. It was him singing live. Yeah.
No, I've seen him where I could barely see him. I was up in the nosebleeder seats at an arena. I've seen him 7th row center in an arena, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And I've seen him in 100-people clubs, 100-person capacity clubs, just jamming guitar for 4 hours. So,
That would be awesome.
It was crazy.
This is when he was a complete vegan and he wouldn't go nowhere where they even sold meat. And he was supposed to go to this one nightclub, and here he found out they sold meat at the nightclub. Like, that was it. Nope, I'm not going in.
Yeah, he had some goofy views about things. But yeah, I've seen him a few times. I've seen a lot of the bands around him. I know a lot of those guys who are in some of the bands that are around him, who know him, who have worked with him. In fact, in another life, my ex-brother-in-law used to be his drum tech.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I was going up to Paisley Park 30 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when the walls were still white when he lived there, when they were shooting movies like Grumpy Old Men there and The Good Son and, you know, at the sound stage when they were designing his tour stages.
Oh my God.
So, you know, I was up there for that stuff on a business level, you know, not just as a touristy level thing.
Yeah.
And that was another life. That's when I used to play, and it was cool though. It was real cool. It was a really neat atmosphere up there.
That would be amazing. Amazing.
There's a little spot in a neighborhood in Minneapolis called Five Corners. And the name of the bar, I believe, is Bonkers.
Okay.
And I think it's Sunday and Tuesday, There's a band that plays called Dr. Mambo's Combo. And what Dr. Mambo's Combo is a rotating roster of people who play those, like with Prince, like the big guys, like Michael Bland, his drummer in the New Power Generation. He's the drummer.
Okay.
St. Paul Peterson, he was the bass player, and in the time, he was also the lead singer of The Family. He's done lead vocals and guitar, bass up there. I've seen Sonny Thompson, the bass player, up there. You name them, they're there. Jammin' Lewis, whatever, are all like rotating members in and out of Dr. Mambo's Combo. This is a little bar, a little place, like a bar. And you can just go there and it's free. And Prince will be there, chilling out in the corner. Watch it. That's where he recruited Michael Bland to play drums for him. He saw him in Dr. Mambo's Combo. But yeah, I mean, there's weird stuff that goes, and it's still happening. You can Google it. They're still doing Dr. Mambo's Combo today.
Oh my God.
Members of the Time, members of, anybody who plays with Jammin' Lewis, Monty Moore, all those cats, Tommy Barbarella, whatever. They're just there. Alexander O'Neill. I mean, they're there. It's just goofy. So it's a cool music city. It's not what it used to be, but very supportive of their arts up there. A lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff to see. And
Would definitely.
That's fun stuff to check out.
God,
I mean, I saw this stuff, 30 years ago, but it's still happening.
That it's nice that tradition's still going on.
Yeah.
Prince may not be here with us, but he physically he's not here with us. His music will never die. That will always live on. I mean, and all the music that he has in the vaults, someday they will be released. Probably not in my lifetime, but the man was totally incredible. He was so smart as a musician, singer, songwriter.
Disturbed guy. Have you heard about the Netflix documentary that got the kibosh?
No.
Oh wow, yeah. So there's a really famous documentarian, and his name eludes me, but he was the one who did OJ Made in America.
Oh yeah,
which
I
was
know what you talk about. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I guess 5 years ago, Netflix said, "Hey, we have access to the vault. Do you want to do a documentary on Prince?" Like, well, I'm not really a Prince fan, but I'll check it out. So he did this documentary. And his whole thing with this doc was, though he wasn't a Prince fan, didn't know a lot about Prince, he knew that there was this guy that was this superstar, and then he dies alone in his elevator. What happened in between that? How did you go from this to this? What was the journey to that?
Mm-hmm.
He ended up interviewing everybody in his circles. And he took you from childhood all the way through his death. And every major milestone, the Super Bowl halftime show, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, While My Guitar Gently Weeps thing, of course, Purple Rain and all that stuff, and everything. And he interviewed everybody who was alive, all his ex-girlfriends and bandmates and all this. To make a long story short, the Prince estate saw the final cut and said no, because some things were revealed in the documentary that the Prince estate didn't want out about Prince. Some not so flattering things. Not a lie, but not flattering.
Yeah.
The big one was, if you ever heard of Jill Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Jill Jones, if you watch the video for 1999, there's two girls singing "I Was Dreaming When I Wrote This, Forgive Me If It Goes Astray." The blonde girl is Jill Jones. She's also the blonde girl in Purple Rain, the waitress. And she is Berry Gordy's niece. Her father is Berry Gordy's brother, who who loaned Barry the money to start Motown.
Wow.
She looks white, she's black. But anyhow, he was on and off dating her for a long time. And they were in New York, and Jill shows up at his hotel with a friend of hers. They were just out kicking it, whatever, thought they'd come by and see him. Well, Jill was kind of romantically involved with Prince. Prince started macking on the girl, the friend, like trying to make out with her and stuff. Jill got mad about it, and Prince beat the crap out of her.
Oh boy.
And the manager, whoever at the time, got there first and said, Jill, if you call the cops, you're going to ruin this guy. He's done. His movie was just released. This album was just released. But if you call the cops, he's finished. You can't call the cops. So she didn't. She talks about this in the doc. And that was the thing the estate didn't like. So the estate basically pulled the plug on the whole thing. This guy worked on this documentary for 5 years. It was 9 hours long. And I guess it's the most amazing thing. Questlove was Prince's DJ. And you know Questlove. He's kind of the dude, you know. He's a dude in modern music. Very good friends with Prince. He said after he watched, because he saw a screening of this documentary. Few people did. He saw a screening of it. He said after the doc, I had to go to therapy because I was crying so hard because everything that I thought I knew, turns out I didn't know. There was a lot of things I didn't know about this man. I never put the pieces together. Put me in therapy. So it was great, but it put me in therapy.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll never see it. We'll never see the doc. It just got shelved. And yeah, so the estate's going to make their own doc, and who cares? We're just going to make him look like, you know, a prophet.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to back her up and make everything look nice and smooth. And he's going to have some valleys there, but then you'll see him rise back up again. And
yeah, I mean, I mean, no one's perfect.
no,
You know, no one's perfect. I definitely don't condone any bad behavior like that. I've never hit a woman in my life.
No.
But my gosh, I mean, I can look past that. I don't know if the public can, but I can look past that because there were so many other things that were so cool that, but they those who saw it talk about the things they learned from it. And it's, to me, fascinating. Absolutely fascinating just to learn kind of most of his songs were biographical. He didn't usually write stuff he didn't know anything about. And knowing that, listening to some of the songs, it's a little disturbing because you're thinking he's joking around about stuff, but apparently he was not.
No, he wasn't.
That was like his therapy, was writing songs about stuff. That's how he got it out. Instead of talking about it, he'd write a song about it. And there's a lot, especially the early stuff.
Oh yeah, his early music was really, more or less, you could say, disturbing.
Well, different.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the one song "Head."
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, where is this coming from? You know, like.
He wrote that song about somebody too.
Mhm.
You ever heard the song "Sister"?
I'm positive I did.
It's really short. It's on Controversy, I believe. And basically, it's about him having sex with his sister.
Oh boy.
And I thought it was a joke. Apparently, his sister raped him when he was little. I mean, it's all this stuff that they talk about in this doc.
Wow.
It's yeah. Not to be mean, not to be shocking, but because it's what was happening.
Yeah.
Just really interesting stuff. So, I don't know.
It seems like no stone was left unturned.
Ooh.
And then when it came down to it, the family is like, well, no, can't expose them. You know, but
They're protecting their investment basically. And I mean, from their point of view, what they're thinking is, oh, well, we don't feel like people will want to buy his music if they found this thing out about him. I don't believe that's true. I don't think people care. They're going to buy the music regardless.
Yeah.
And to make him human is not a bad thing, because I think people look at him as superhuman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, talk about him like he's superhuman. He's just a man.
Yeah.
Like you and me.
Exactly.
He's got his gifts, but he's a man. He's a mortal man. And
he's a mortal man, but he was eccentric.
Gifted.
To say the least.
He got kicked out of his mother's house when he was like 10, and he got kicked out of his father's house when he was like 12.
Oh.
And never went back and had to go live with friends. And he was like a varsity basketball player, even though he was 5'2". He was a varsity basketball player. And he was really good in science and excelled in grades and did all this music stuff. He really tried really hard to excel, to impress his mother and father, who were divorced. But to, like, you know, hey, look, I'm doing okay. Look, I'm doing this. Nothing was ever good enough. Nothing he did was good enough for his parents to say, hey, good job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's this thing that kind of stuck in his head. And that's why he was always like so out there and crazy and striving. He was always trying to impress his mother or his father. And even his father, you know, he would do an album like Purple Rain. They're like, yeah, whatever. Like, what do you mean, whatever? I did this album, not good enough. It was never good enough. So he was always trying harder and trying harder and trying harder, just to
please him.
A damaged individual. You know.
Yep.
We benefited artistically from it, but the man was in pain. You know, there was a reason he was doing what he was doing. Fascinating stuff that I learned from people who'd seen this doc. It's all on YouTube, but it's to me interesting.
Mm-hmm. That is. I mean, you know, he's a gentleman, a human being, great musician, great. Yeah. But now you're saying this, and then, you know, thinking of the songs that he has written. Yeah, he's exposing himself to get rid of this pain from himself.
Yeah, it's his therapy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when I was around up there back in another life, he was super eccentric. I knew that. And like, if anybody who I'd ever heard talk to him, say something to him, he spoke in riddles. And you know, how you doing? Well, how are you doing? And how is, you know, no, I don't need that. Yeah. So the day came when I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. I did this. And he smiled and he went, that was my conversation with Prince.
I did hear one story about him, like you were a hired help at his house.
Me?
To make eye contact with him. And if you made eye contact with him, you were fired.
Oh, that could be, or it could be just his management telling stories, not to upset him, kind of thing. I think management asks things of people that's a little much, and it comes back that the artist actually wanted it, and the artist didn't say that. But yeah, he was weird.
I'm thinking, how can you not make eye contact with a person? Like if they ask you to bring them a cup of coffee or a water, and you have to say, well, here's your water. So you're going to be looking at him. You're not going to turn your head and try to place the water somewhere where it you know, is it going to go on the table or isn't it going to go on the table? That was like, I don't know if you ever heard of the group called the Backdoors.
No.
Okay, there's a gentleman that was from this. He's still around. His name was Jimmy Hakem. He was actually supposed to play Jim Morrison in the movie.
Okay.
And he was. This guy lived his life like Jim Morrison. He dropped acid like Jim Morrison. He wore the leather pants like Jim Morrison. I mean, he was just out there like Jim Morrison. He sounded like Jim Morrison. He acted everything. What Jimmy Hakem was like Jim Morrison reborn. He'd be in concert. Well, they'd come around here every fall, or not every winter. And this I am the Lizard King. I can do anything. He'd come out with his lizard and he'd hold it up. I am the Lizard King. I could do anything. Here, he finally got old. He got older. He just couldn't keep up with the lifestyle, touring and dropping acid and smoking pot and drinking and all that. So he just backed away. The group is still around. They have a new lead singer, but he went from that side of the spectrum to the side that I don't eat meat. I only drink water from a place in Central America. I only eat vegetables grown in a certain country. You walk in my house. I mean, his house is a mansion. You got to take off your shoes. You got to put on these booties I have prepared for you. And it was like, how did he go from dropping acid every day to this type of person? And
Extreme personality. That's how. I mean, it's kind of like there's nothing worse than a non-smoker. 'Cause
exactly.
They complain so much about smoking.
Yeah.
And
And
if you've never smoked, you might not like smoke, but you're not going to complain about like a former smoker.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, complains about it.
I played for, well, actually, the lady I DJ at her venue a lot. It was her birthday. She asked me to play, and then her children got this band to play. So in between their break, I would play. Then they would come back. They would play. And what I try to do is like I'd ask them, okay, what's your set ending with? So I try to follow it up with something in that genre. And Beth's husband goes, "Hey, Mike, remember Jimmy Hakem?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "There he is right there." And I looked at him. I said, "Holy shit, did he change?" I mean, he's basically bald now, very soft spoken. He's eating meat, he's smoking regular cigarettes. But it's like, again, he went from here to here. Now it's like he's back in the middle again, like he's a normal human being. His dad was dying. Jimmy flew to Russia to buy a bride. And they said, "Jim, your dad is on his deathbed." So, "Well, I paid money for my bride. I'm going to Russia." His father passed away without seeing him, or without him seeing his dad, and he came back, and then they had the funeral. Like, oh my God, this guy's unbelievable. But he's now, I guess, back on the planet Earth, if you want to say that,
Or yeah, a little too grounded.
Yeah, it's amazing. I see it every year for Christmas. They would come in, and if you seen them live in concert, you close your eyes, you say, "There's Jim Morrison." It's Jim Morrison singing. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. You open your eyes, you see this guy hanging from the trusses, just going crazy. It's like, yeah, it is Jim Morrison. Like he'd flop on stage. He'd be like, "Holy shit!" Like, what's this guy doing? What's he on? And popped a couple hits of acid before the gig. And that was it. He was high on life and living it up.
Extreme lifestyles.
Yes, yes, very extreme, very extreme.
I think DJs are more even than rock stars sometimes. We're usually much more even people. We're normal folk.
When I come home from a gig, my brain is still racing and racing and racing. Wedding gets over 10 o'clock. I get home by 11, maybe 11:30. And I'm up to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning because my mind is still processing everything that went on that night. But that's, being a DJ, it's, you build yourself up to put on a good show for the bride and groom and for their guest. And then you come back, you feel like, hey, man, I did a great job. And then you get a text from the bride, or you get a text from somebody that was at the wedding because you know them, and they're like, "Oh my God, the wedding was great. Oh God, this was amazing." Man, it makes you feel good. But again, you're tired, but you can't fall asleep because you have all this adrenaline running through your body.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I can't come home and go to bed.
No. Oh no.
No, I'm up all night.
Yeah.
Sun comes up, I'll start thinking about it.
Yeah. Yep. So I am. Exactly.
I think I'm starting to feel it, boys. Speaking of, I didn't gig tonight, so I went grocery shopping, and that's boring as hell.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you.
I'm starting to get the sleepies.
Well, Brian, it's been a pleasure.
Well,
Again, me and Dwayne, when we talked about it, I said, well, do you want me to reach out to him? He's like, well, I'll reach out to him. I said, okay, you reach out to him. And then he sent me an inbox like, wait, Brian's going to be on the show. He said yes. And we were both so ecstatic. You know, it was amazing. We can't thank you enough. I said, you are my inspiration.
well, shoot, guys, I really appreciate the invite, and again, I can't apologize enough for being late here. It got stupid, but that has been my life lately. And
No, there's no apologies. You don't have to.
it's on the run.
You're here. That's what counted. And you answered a lot of questions to the people in the chat. You gave us a lot of info on different musicians and different.
Happy to come back anytime, and might actually show up on time next time.
Okay. You know, actually, because you remember back during the spring when you put up the video about should DJs retire when they're 40? I was thinking of us having like a town hall kind of Zoom meeting where we have the OG DJs and young generation DJs have a conversation, because I think it's more so there's like a communication gap as opposed to what they're saying.
Well, Jay has me beat, so he's just a little bit older than me. So
Well,
he's the OG.
yeah. I think that yeah, we could do it. You're right. There's, especially on social media, I think things get.
Ooh.
What word am I looking for? Misinterpreted, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I've noticed a lot is people tend to double down on stuff when they're typing that they wouldn't do if they were just talking.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I can sit around with a lot of the younger cats in my market. And when I say younger, 30-ish, maybe 20s. Super cool. We get along fine. If we're online, lines get crossed. It gets weird.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's healthy to have, a good, strong, dialogue like this. It would be a good idea. I say do it.
Okay.
That'd be great.
I'm gonna reach out to
yeah.
some people that can have a reasonable conversation, because that's the other thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody's got to be reasonable. Everybody got to be reasonable. The old folks and the young folks all got to be reasonable and meet halfway and try to come in with an open mind and discuss it.
Yes.
But the cool thing is we can all learn from each other. It's not just, it's not a one-way street. It's not us old farts, yelling at the kids, you need to do it like this. No, what do you guys got? What have you figured out that we didn't know about? There's plenty of that.
That's the thing.
You know it all.
You take a computer. Now I'm 60, so I look at a computer. I'm like, okay, should I do this? Should I do that? And you get a child, like my son was 3 years old. He picked up the computer, he turned it on, and he got on the internet. He started playing Roblox. I'm like, what are you doing? You're only 3 years old. You should be doing, Michael, please put the computer down. No fear in it, and
yeah, it's just intuitive for them with all the things that they've used. I mean,
the younger DJs, they have that same, I could say mentality. They have the no fear. As we have, well, I don't want to screw this controller up, all right? I want to make sure everything's plugged in, this and that, and make sure it's all mapped out right in my program. And they just sit down, hey, it's going to fly. If it something screwed up, we'll fix it. Don't worry about it.
It's all attitude and point of view.
Yep.
But,
well,
all right, boys. Well, you guys have a great night. I'm going to jump off here and let you guys do your wrap up. But
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Brian, thanks so much.
Oh yeah, and then the DJ chill room? When you all do the chill room, what times is that?
We do a hanging Monday night, and that would be 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And we do a Tuesday night music show, same thing. That would be 10 Eastern, 9 Central. And anybody's welcome to come in and be an audience member and hang out with us. And, hopefully, we figure out who you are. We talk to you. We bring you into a show. We only do that because we've had people come into the show blind and we didn't know who they were. And they've kind of, been jerks. Not to say any of you were jerks. You're always welcome to come in. Dwayne and, of course, Mikey's there sometimes. But, yeah, it's open to all DJs. And you can come in and be an audience member, chill with us after the recording. Recording usually goes a half hour to an hour, so it's not a very long show.
Okay.
And then we just hang out. But, yeah, that's every Monday and Tuesday, 10 Eastern, 9 Central. djntv.com/show.
Okay.
The guy I mentioned there is Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith.
he was a no holds bar guy. He just boom.
Jimmy was my fault. I brought Jimmy.
He sent me a friend's request on Facebook, and next thing I know, he was coming back from Syracuse, and I get this phone call. Jimmy De Palma. I'm like, what the hell is he calling me for? Hey, Mike, I'm driving by your house now. I'm like, Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy Smith, Jimmy De Palma. I'm driving by your house. I'm on 81. I'm going back home. I'm like, okay, what do you want to talk for? Well, we sat on the phone for about an hour that night. He got probably almost down to Harrisburg, and he said, all right, I'll let you go. That was it. And then a few weeks later, he called back again. But I really miss him. He was...
Oh, we all miss Jimmy. We all miss Jimmy. He was a great, beautiful guy.
Yes.
Beautiful soul. Gifted. Oh, my gosh. But
God, yeah. God, yeah.
Such a good dude. But, yeah. When
Brian,
you know this,
thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Okay. No problem. Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Good night. Bye.
So let's go in and do our shout outs real quick. All right, let's shout out to Diego, DJ Pretty Boy. You can follow him at Laracus Int that's his YouTube channel. And then his partner, DJ Shay, is at Mr. Maui 38. And then we have Brian S. Red, and his channel is at Brian S. Red with 2 D's. And then you can, I almost forgot. We do have 2 new members that had joined our Facebook group page. And that is Shane, DJ Shane, and Mike Smeagol. Did I say his last name right?
Schmigel. That is actually my daughter's future stepfather-in-law.
Okay.
He's down Indiana.
Okay.
And he likes the Cincinnati Bengals. So he travels up to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, cool. And so let's give a shout out and a hand to Shane and Mike. Then also you can join our Facebook group page at cueitup, and you can join the public group or the private group. You can also follow us personally on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages. You can follow Mikey Mike at djmikiemike on Twitter and Facebook, and at djmikiemike45 on Instagram. And then you can follow me at HitmanDDub on all of my socials. Now we have a group called the DJ Collective Network, where it's one culture, many voices, and it's welcome to your primetime DJ lineup, a weekly schedule of live stream shows built for DJs by DJs. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your business, we got the knowledge, stories, and inspirations to help you level up. And as a disclaimer, remember when you go to these channels, the views and opinions expressed during the DJ Collective Network Time shows are those of the individual hosts and guests of that show. They do not necessarily reflect the views or official stance of the different shows of the DJ Collective Network as a whole, its affiliate, and production partners. Viewers and listeners' discretion is advised. So, on Mondays at 9 o'clock on YouTube, for every DJ chasing dreams, no matter the odds, it's your time to spend with DJ Cool Thing. And then on Tuesdays at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Twitch, join Buddy and his weekly guest panel of DJs for unfiltered conversations that matter. It's the DJ Roundtable with Buddy from TBM Productions. And then every Monday at 1 o'clock on his channel at TBM Productions DJ1 again at 1 o'clock, you can see the rebroadcast if you missed the live Twitch stream. And then on Wednesdays, Sean promised us in 2 weeks he's going to come up with a new video. So it's DJ Night Owl, and it's Wednesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. On YouTube, it's the DJ Biz School with Sean, DJ Night Owl. It's not just about spinning tracks, it's about spinning success. Learn the business side of DJing, branding, marketing, SEO, and strategy. And then Thursdays is our busy nights. Thursday you have at 9 o'clock on YouTube, you have the cueitup DJ podcast with me, the HitmanDDub, and djmikiemike. It's not just about talk, it's real tools for real DJs of all skill levels. And then also at 9 o'clock, you have our buddies from Start to Spin, DJ Pretty Boy, Diego, and DJ Shay. And you can find their channel at La Ruckus Int. And again, that's at 9 o'clock, even though it says 8 o'clock, there's at 9 o'clock. And then Kevin, who made an appearance in our chat tonight, you can see him on the KJ Chill Room karaoke chat that's hosted by Matt and Eric. Their show is live on Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern. And you just go to djntv.com/KJ Chill to join them live at 7 o'clock on Mondays. And then if you missed the show, then you can catch the rebroadcast on Sundays around 9 o'clock. And also don't forget, as Brian said, you can join the chill room at djntv.com/chill. And he said it was Mondays and Tuesdays at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then our other friend, _DJ Reese _, he has a broad podcast on YouTube called We Create the Vibes Podcast. And there he drops a lot of gems with his podcast. Also follow him on his Instagram because he does a lot of behind the scenes of when he goes out and do his gigs. You could talk to him as he's traveling to his gigs, as he's setting up afterwards. So he drops a lot of knowledge, and he'll be starting also another kind of like, I guess you can say a community where DJs will be able to come on and we all can talk just like we do with our podcast. So as soon as he gives out that information, I'll pass that along on our show. So make sure to remember to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. And also look for our channels, our Facebook group page for each one of our channels. And our fade out message for tonight is true magic happens when you blend the crowd's favorites with your hidden treasures. So don't be scared to deep dive and pull out a hit that people haven't heard in a long time. Because again, when you play those kind of songs, that bring back nostalgia and it brings a different life to the dance floor. So do you have anything else you want to add before we head on out?
I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. I know we were on a little bit longer than expected. We had a great guest, DJ Brian S. Red. If you get a chance to check him out on his channel, please do so. Also, check out the Chill Room, DJ on TV. There are so many DJs that are in that group. It's a remarkable channel. You will learn so much from these DJs. Check them out. Check out Brian S. Red. And I can't thank everybody enough for being here with us tonight. Diego, Shay, Brian. It was such an overwhelming night. Everybody that was in the chat, responding, asking Brian questions, his response back to them. Again, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm glad you stuck around. I'm glad you're still here with us. And thank you, everybody, for coming to the show tonight. Thank you.
Yep. And next week, our episode is going to tackle guarding your energy with the company you keep. So next week, we'll be talking about who belongs in your inner circle. Do they elevate you or hold you back? So with that said, remember, before it's time to spin, you guys are first cue it up. Make sure you go out there and kill those gigs. Until next time, stay blessed and have a great weekend and Labor Day weekend, because Labor Day is Monday. I forgot all about that. So I hope everyone have a great time. See you next week, and thanks for coming.
I'ma rise like the sun while the world still sleeps. Scoundering the sights looking for new leads. Marathon gigs with no in between. Your worth is from a rear view they seen. They wanna party, but I'm battling fatigue, chasing passion while my mental is still out on leave. It's an everyday hustle, so respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Cue up the pressure. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. Dollar earned, got a story to tell. Dreams in the booth where the DJs dwell. Clubbing is a struggle like it's all I've got. Set it up, break it down, travel to the next spot. Ambitions, the engine stay sharp like a tool. Revving through my gigs, power drinks is fuel. It's an everyday hustle, we'll respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight.